Welcome to Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup. I'm your host, Jason Bland, and tonight we have first-time guest here, psychic medium Chris Garcia. Now, we were working on getting him on StreamYard tonight, so we'd have all the phone lines open. Didn't have a good enough connection, so he'll be joining us by phone tonight on Skype, but we will have 2 phone lines open for readings later in the show. You can call in and get a reading from Chris Garcia, psychic medium. It'll be his first time, but I've had a number of psychics on the show, and I'm always blown away. I really am. I mean, it's amazing the talents these people have, and to be able to make a connection with somebody over the phone. But the readings can only be, 4 to 5 minutes. We don't want to take up the whole show with it. So just remember, there's only so much a psychic can do in that amount of time. So think about who you want him to connect with, or what questions you have for him tonight. Think about that before you call in. Have an idea. And like I said, we'll probably do that after the second commercial break. And of course, every Sunday night we have the World Wide Web of Weird. And man, we got a lot of weird to get to, and it was a weird day. I mean, Kobe Bryant, gone. His daughter died in the plane crash with him, or helicopter crash. It's a weird day, just a weird day. But we're going to try to get out of the weird gloom and get into the weird, more like kind of happy, fun stuff. What a weird day it's been. But let's go ahead and get rolling into the show. Welcome to another night of Paranormal Soup. As I said before, I'm your host, Jason Bland. Tonight's guest, Chris Garcia, psychic medium, will be joining us after the news, World Wide Web of Weird news, and going to commercial break. So call in probably after. We want to give him some time. I want to get to know Chris. So we'll probably, like I said, take phone calls for readings after the second commercial break. So just hang in there while you're doing it. If you got somebody you want him to communicate with, tell him, go to Chris. That's why I say focus, intent. That's what we need. Joining me, of course, every Sunday night is my beautiful co-host, Jamie D. How you doing tonight, Jamie? Well, I took you off the call. I am like out of practice or something here. There you go. I am doing
well, thank you. And I'm ready to get into the weird. We've got some good ones tonight.
Yeah, we got a lot to get to in the World Wide Web of Weird. And running the World Wide Web of Weird from St. Augustine, Florida, is Rob Autry himself. How you doing tonight, Rob?
Doing fantastic.
All right. Well, like I said, there's a lot of weird to get to. So let's go ahead and roll into the World Wide Web of Weird. Tonight on the World Wide Web Weird, I figure we might as well talk about the elephant in the room, or the coronavirus in the room. We're getting into the coronavirus. Yes, it's all over the news, and yes, it's going to be the first thing we're going to talk about on the World Wide Web Weird, because it's scary. all those hypochondriacs out there are freaking out, right? I mean, all the news, like, watch out for the coronavirus, just like SARS and all that other stuff. It always is out of China. For those listening on our Paranormal Soup radio network, we are a webcast. You can watch the videos or see the pictures if you watch on Facebook page Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup, or on our YouTube page Paranormal Soup Jason Bland. You can watch, join, or if you want to listen, just go ahead. I'll narrate as best as possible. But yes, this article I have from Daily Mail here is a little concerning. U.S. health experts hosted a fictional coronavirus pandemic tabletop exercise simulation to see how authorities would react 3 months before the outbreak in China. I'm not going to read the whole article because it's really long. But they did this back in 2019. No, 3 months. Yeah, it was back in 2019. The Centers for Health Security and its partners, the World Economic Forum and the Bill Melinda Gates Foundation, have made it clear that the inputs for modeling the potential impact of the fictional virus were not similar to the. Well, that's the wrong part of the article. Dang it! See, I didn't want to read the whole thing. I was trying to get the one thing. What's scary is that they estimated that one simulation estimated that up to 65 million people could die from this in 18 months. Another scary note about this all too is it came from Wuhan, China. And about 3 months ago, the reason they were doing this study is that they knew there was a facility in Wuhan actually studying the coronavirus, and they made estimates of how bad it could be if it got out there because they weren't up to par or standard. And of course, you're hearing stories that came from a fish market. You're hearing all kinds of stuff. And what they're saying, like 44 people died in China from it. And people are saying that's a lie. There's a ton more people that have died from it. Nurse came out while they're saying like, a few thousand people are infected. Nurse came out and said, no, 90,000 are infected. Well, they've locked down 3 cities so far. Okay. And we're talking 55 million people or more that they quarantine. I think they're taking it seriously. I think it's a little bit more than 44 people have died.
Yeah, I think so.
I would like to just rub this off as like, another media scare. Cause I do think, we've had a show on this, the doomsday thing, that the media likes to ramp all this stuff up because it makes good news. But I'm a little concerned. And now they're building this hospital too, super quick. Go ahead and show that. Like, this is crazy. They're getting ready to build a hospital just to handle patients for this epidemic. Like, literally China kicked it in gear, and there's like 100 payloaders here or something like that.
Whoops.
Digging. Yeah, right there. It's crazy. China wants to get a hospital built. They get a hospital built. 25,000 square meter mobile hospital. Mobile? They can move it. Wow. I mean, just look at all that. They are not messing around. But they lack in giving information. That's the problem. That's what happened with SARS. They weren't honest, and they were downplaying it when it was a problem. So I don't know. I'm a little concerned. One of my favorite novels is The Stand because it scares the living crap out of me.
Yeah.
That
is one thing. I had a guy that I did business with that was from Japan, and they do business quick over there. Like, he was looking at our roads here, like they'll just milk a job for like a year. He's like, this would be done in a week in Japan.
Well, that's Japan. China is communist. They really don't have anybody milking it. Yeah. They're, and if they're lacking in resources, they just go take it from somebody else, right? I mean, so they get it done, right? Oh my God. So yeah, a bit scary. And in this next article kind of makes me, worry if there's, they talk about these pandemics and stuff. I know everybody's in politics. They're talking about Democrat cities. People are pooping in the streets. Well, it really are a lot of people pooping around. And this one from Massachusetts, New York Post article, Massachusetts serial pooper. Yes, you heard that right. Serial pooper busted for defecating in parking lot 8 times. And she also wins the most pathetic mugshot award ever. Oh my God. For people listening, you just would have to see the mugshot. A Massachusetts woman was busted for allegedly turning a store parking lot into her own personal potty, pooping there a staggering 8 times in roughly a month, dubbed the parking lot pooper. Andrea Grosher, 51, of Ashland, was allegedly caught dropping trow near the Natick outdoor store on Wednesday morning, according to the MetroWestDailyNews.com. Police said they had been investigating since the fecal matter began showing up last month. Imagine being the detective assigned to this case.
Yeah.
I got my first case. What is it?
We
You're
got some
investigating
poop over in the parking lot for you to
the serial pooper. Imagine when he solves this case, is how razzed he got. You solved a serial pooper case. Way to go, buddy. Police said they've been investigating since fecal matter began showing up last month. At first, workers thought it was an animal, but they noticed the toilet paper and other wipes, items animals would not have access to, even if they had access to it. Or they, said police spokeswoman Carl Rosie, who said the first feces was found in early December after staking out the site. The poor cop had to sit there to stake out, waiting for somebody to poop in the parking lot. The cop allegedly spotted Grocer letting her bowels loose out of the door of a 2018 Lincoln MKX SUV. Man, that is a nice car, man. Oh my God. When confronted, she told the officer she was irritable bowel syndrome, which I have that. Okay. Don't use that as an excuse. And was on her way to her job as nanny, police report, but she was allegedly seen waiting for some 10 minutes for a nearby train and other traffic to clear out before doing the deed. And the cop pointed out there were plenty of public restrooms nearby the outlet he reported. The officer also called her employer, who confirmed she could have just pooped at their house. She said she's a daycare. Okay. Store owner Henry Kenner said he couldn't understand why she did it, but was flushed with excitement at her arrest. I'm so happy they arrested her. She said, I have no idea who she is. This was happening. This has been ongoing. She has defecated quite often here. There's nothing more disgusting coming into your parking lot in the morning and seeing a pile of human excrement. Oh my God. I'm having trouble getting my 4-year-old to learn to poop in a potty, but even he doesn't just poop on the ground. He actually goes and grabs a pull up and sneaks away and hides somewhere and poops.
And
that is like the most pathetic.
So pitiful me look on her face.
Or she's still pooping.
Yeah. Yeah.
If she had a problem, she would be going there'd be like a trail, it wouldn't be like always going back to the same place.
But this is my point, though, is there is all this talk lately about, all these cities and the people pooping in the streets and all that, and the rats. And we got a problem here. She's not homeless. She's driving a Lincoln, but there are homeless people, plenty of people pooping in the streets, and they don't have a choice. They don't have anywhere to go. Nobody's letting them into their public, not so public restrooms. We got a problem. We got coronavirus. I mean, I keep hearing all kinds of ways that it spreads. They're saying, well, you have to have real close contact, extended contact. There's one thing saying it gets infected through the eyes, and that's why people get one Chinese doctor died who was treating somebody after 9 days of doing treatments. He ended up dying from that are contacting it through their eyes. So the face masks aren't helping, or the over the mouth masks. So I mean, pooping in the streets got to stop, people. Pooping in parking lots has got to stop.
I think the cat I told you about had something about spreading from litter boxes or something. So that's poop.
Well, China, like I said, they got that Wuhan. They had that facility there where they actually have the coronavirus, and it escapes from Wuhan. But the China says it's come from a fish market. Other people saying this because they're eating bats. I don't know.
Hey, the conspiracy theorist in me says that was made in a lab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a patent out there. I saw somebody sharing this and saw there's actually a patent for Google for the virus that is patented by our CDC or something like that. So yeah, we probably made it. Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on. If you want to get your nature on, pooping outdoors is one way, but other way is this man gets a manly man of the year award here. His dad kills coyote with bare hands after attacked his child in New Hampshire. And man, I live near Chicago and I have Chicago radio stations. There's a big coyote problem in Chicago too. What's up with all the coyotes? And I've seen two here in my town. My town, I've seen 2 coyotes. Well, New Hampshire, coyote attacked a pair of dogs, bit a woman, and skirmished with a vehicle before being killed by the father defending his family on the walk on Monday, police said. There was no running away. It would not allow us to run away, O'Reilly said, this guy who did it. It very much was the aggressor. O'Reilly and his wife and 3 young children were hiking at Jude's Pond when the coyote went after his young son. He actually caught the hood of his jacket and was able to pull him down. O'Reilly's wife grabbed the kid before the animal could bite anymore, and the dad found himself eye to eye with the snarling beast. I did kick him square in the jaw once. That put him on the ground, and I was able to jump on after that. his wife called 911. Riley strangled the coyote during the several minutes that seemed surreal at best. In the moment where you don't really pay attention to what's going on, you just try and go with whatever goes through your brain, instincts, I suppose, he said. Kansas City Police Department believes that the coyote was responsible for attacking a vehicle on the roadway, biting a 60-year-old woman and her dog at a porch in Kingston. They are testing it for rabies, of course, and he has to get tested, and the family, anybody bit or touched by this animal. But man, what is up with the coyotes? I was going to an ATM like 2 months ago, and I turn and look, and there's this coyote, pure silverish coyote, just staring right back at me. I'm like, whoa. I mean,
because they keep building so much crap everywhere, they're running all the animals out of their house.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, it's they've had so many coyote attacks, and one, Rob, turn up your volume a little bit. You're a little quiet. But there seems to be a lot of coyote stuff in Chicago, in my area, and now New Hampshire. I was like, that's weird.
Normally, they run from people. It's really strange that the coyotes are doing that. Normally, they're kind of more afraid of us than we are of them.
I haven't seen any aggressive coyotes here in my town, but in Chicago, there's a lot of reports of them being aggressive.
I've been surrounded by them, like where I used to live up here, and you know, they just want to go do their thing. They don't want to mess with people.
It more sounds like that one had rabies. Yeah. All right, let's move on.
I went out last night. I had a gig last night. I didn't see coyotes, but there's plenty of cougars there.
Bum. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
All right. This from Unexplained Mysteries. I actually got two articles here. Kind of tie it down to the shorter one because there's two. This all started at the beginning of the week, and now there's two sightings of Bigfoot. In a tweet posted on Wednesday, officials highlighted webcam images taken, particularly a prestige stretch of road in Sherman Pass, which crosses the Kettle River in Range, Washington. The shots seem to show someone or something walking through the snow on the left-hand side. Sasquatch spotted, the department wrote. I'm not superstitious, just a little suspicious. Have you noticed something strange on our Sherman Pass SR-20 webcam? This came from the DOT of Washington. If you look closely by the tree on the left, there looks to be something that might be a Sasquatch. We'll leave that up to you. Go ahead and show the other pictures of it because there's a video now too that came out later. Yeah, show the pictures. Let me zoom in on that. That one, the one they circle, it's hard to see, but you can see is like kind of outline, like he's walking. It looks just like the cutout. See, I'm wondering if somebody put a cutout out there. I don't know. There's a cutout that somebody has in town where I live of a Bigfoot. It reminds me of this because it's totally like a black silhouette. Go to the other pictures. And we'll get to the video. There's a zoom in of it, I think. There's the natural photo. I think there it is. The circle actually doesn't do any justice. You actually see it really good there.
It looks better that way.
What I don't see is like footprints, but maybe it's just, it's grainy, of course, it's grainy as they go.
Yeah.
And yeah. Now there's another one. Now they have a sighting. This comes from the BillinghamHerald.com. Bigfoot spotted in Washington again, state officials say, and this time there's video spotted on Twitter's Washington State Department of Transportation wrote, I think Bigfoot is making the rounds across our mountain. WSDOT showed him on Sherman Pass. Now he's on I-90 Wildlife overcrossing the Snoqualmie Pass. I don't know what that was. Bigfoot must be traveling through Washington State this week, it says. All right, go ahead and play this video. This is the other piece of evidence that's come across. We're running out of time, so we got to get to this. Article 4, over to the left.
There we go.
Yeah, that one. And it's hard to see, but you can see this at the BillinghamHerald.com. Almost like they're using an IR with this camera. It's on the, they must be. That's another transportation camera. I don't know. Where is this camera at? It's on somebody's camera. I mean, it could be just a person walking, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's
wearing a ghillie suit. Looks big. He does look big. It does look very Bigfootish. All right, we got to move on. We're running out of time. All right. Next one's another video. It's from Unexplained Mysteries as well. Ohio town sees mysterious flashes and vibrations. According to reports, a phenomenon which took form, a series of bright, multicolored flashes occurred on 7 p.m. on January 17th. One witness, Tim Walker, managed to capture the spectacle on his doorbell cam. And these doorbell cams are becoming awesome. Any able to see this tonight? He wrote on Facebook, the sky was flashing pink and purple, some bright. Thought it might be lightning, but it's fairly cold, 40 degrees, and there was no thunder. It was crazy, super bright. All right, go ahead and watch play the video. There's an audio with this one too, Rob. I forgot to tell you. You just hear him pulling the garbage can out and his wife coming out and going, what? See it? And then they just stop and are like, what the heck is that? Only thing I think it could be is a transformer maybe somewhere that blew.
Yeah, it could be something like that. Because those things are pretty insanely bright.
Right. I had one go off next to my house. It was crazy. And it does it one more time as they're walking away. Usually transformer goes out. That's it. But you'll notice at the very end of the video, it goes one more time right when they get down to the end of the street.
Man, they gotta huck that garbage along
there.
Yeah.
And they got to show while they did. All right, we got to move on. All right, next story from theguardian.com. I'm not going to read the whole thing because we don't have a lot of time, but I found it interesting. This is from theguardian.com. Talk like an Egyptian. Mummy voice heard 3,000 years after death. So basically, sum it up, and I might get all this wrong. I don't know. They as I understand it, this was a pharaoh who died of an allergic reaction from possibly peanuts or an insect bite, maybe. I don't know. But there was no day. This was Nesiahum. This is the name of the unfortunate person who was mummified here. They were able to 3D print a reproduction of his vocal tract so you could hear his voice. You can hear a mummy's voice. So here it is. Drum roll. Drum roll. There's mummy's voice.
I think that's that lady's voice that was pooping.
I mean, how unimpressive. Reminds me of Roger from American Dad.
Yeah.
Or like my cousin Vinny.
I guess that's what it sounds like to be a mummy. Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, like, can they make it talk? I mean, they reproduce. So that's what his voice is supposed to sound like, right? That's his vocals. Kind of sounds like a pansy. Or my kid when I'm like, come on, it's time to go to bed. You know, come on, Dean, it's time to go to bed. All right, let's move on. All right, number 7 here. Another one from Unexplained Mystery. Sorry, they got good short articles. That's why I like it. New facility to produce oxygen from moon dust. You know, I'm a big sci-fi geek, and I love the whole idea of the Space Force, which we're going to get to that here in a second. In order for mankind to live on the moon or Mars without having to rely on resources sent from Earth, it will be critical importance to be able to produce the essentials such as water and oxygen from natural resources available on those worlds. To this end, scientists at the University of Glasgow, Scotland, have come up with a way to produce oxygen from regolith found on the moon using, is that how you say it? Regolith? Found on the moon using a method known as molten salt electrolysis. It's not the first such technique to have been developed, but is the most promising given that its alternatives are generally too difficult, too destructive, or procedures far too little of a yield to be worth it. The new method also has been added a benefit of producing metal alloys as waste product, which you will need to build starships. I'm going to read the whole rest of the article. But, you know, we're going to go to the moon eventually, hopefully, go back. We got to figure out if we can sustain there first before we go to Mars. I mean, it's the steps. And the biggest thing is how they can make oxygen. I've always wondered as a kid how they can make oxygen. Well, they're saying they can make it right out of the ground, right out of the moon dust. That's what they're testing. They think they figured out a way to do it. Because you can't just haul a bunch of oxygen up there. It's just not going to work. I mean, I've heard ideas of them using plants or greenhouse. It's just that's not going to work. They're going to need something more mechanical in that. And you know, we're going to build ships. They're going to go to Mars. They're probably going to be built on the moon. And we're all probably going to be way dead before that even happens. Because I know everybody's like thinking, oh, in 20 years we'll be on Mars. No. I think we're 50, 60, 100 years out, honestly. We got so much we got to do, and we're not doing nothing. Just scraping the surface of it. But our Space Force, I think we've been doing a lot. I think when it comes to the forefront of like what we know as our regular science and not classified stuff, we're way behind. But our Space Force that's newly created, quote, hashtag that, is I think they've been around a lot longer. If they got the alien technology, they are. Well, their new logo, everybody knows I'm a Star Trek fan, is the Starfleet Command logo. We got them up for comparison for those listening. Just go check it out yourself. It's the Starfleet Command logo. And they've used this kind of concept in some of the other logos for NASA and other programs, very similar. And some people say they're using this logo because it's a triangle shape, and the TR-3B, the secret space force ship that's already been around, is triangle shape. I don't know, but I love the work. I have to admit, my geekdom's like, yeah, I love it. I love the new logo. And if there's a coronavirus, we're all going to want to live on the moon or get on a ship and get the heck out of here. I don't know. But that's it for the World Wide Web of Weird. Our guest tonight is Chris Garcia, psychic medium. The phone lines will be open after the second commercial break. There'll be the 219-230-4444 line or Skype ID Jblandparanormalsoup. Don't call in yet. Not yet, because we want to talk to Chris. We want to get to know him. But remember, focus on what you want from the reading. Have a question in mind or a person you want to connect to. We'll find out from Chris too. What he wants from you guys for calls. But after the second commercial break. All right, guys, we'll be back after this short commercial break.
Join us every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time for Weird Wednesday, the live stream, with your hosts Jamie, the Living Dead Girl, and Rob, the Phantom, where we'll talk about all things paranormal, including zodiac, astrology, tarot card and oracle card readings, live ghost boxing and spirit communication, where we'll do Voices from Beyond, the Cold Case Files. So we hope you join us live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Bring life to the dead. 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 Enter the occult world of necromancy. You were brought here for one purpose: necromancy.
A ceremony dating back to the pre-Christian era. It's the art of reviving the dead. It requires involvement with evil spirits by the person performing the act.
The devil god brings life to the dead.
No, please. No, please, no.
And death to the living. Necromancy, starring Orson Welles and Pamela Franklin. From Cinerama releasing. In color, rated PG, parental guidance suggested.
The international chart-topping, haunted, Horror of Haverfordwest has been described as terrifyingly real, a must-read, shocking and chilling brilliance, genuinely worrying, utterly frightening. Don't read before bed. Described as one of the spookiest writers out there, best-selling author G.L. Davies presents Haunted Horror of Haverfordwest, the true paranormal account that is shocking the world. Dare you enter? Dare you read? Haunted Horror of Haverfordwest is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, and wherever books are sold. Pray you never have to live there.
He is conducting an experiment into the combined effects of sensory deprivation and hallucinatory drugs. The subject of the experiment is himself, and the experiment is out of control. Ken Russell's Altered States, a film that must not be missed, is in the West End now. Altered States, Certificate X.
If you are interested in discovering the truth about the paranormal and want to hear from leading researchers in the field, join Justin Brown on his 3 weekly shows named My Paranormal Soapbox, Necromancer Live Show, and the Supernatural Symposium, live on Facebook, YouTube, and
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from Talkstream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Switch to DCS ranging.
240, nominal to profile.
We're in the pipe. 5 by 5.
Tonight on Paranormal Soup, our guest is psychic medium Chris Garcia. Chris Garcia is an empath, clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, also has the ability to read the tarot, see auras, remote view. Chris has had this God-given gift since the age of 5, enjoys helping others discover their own abilities, and tonight's his first night on the show. He wants to do readings. We'll see. Maybe we'll do them before the second commercial break. We'll see how Chris feels about it. But I know a lot of you guys love calling in for these readings. Just have in mind what you want to ask or what your purpose of calling in for. You know, a lot of people call in. I'm just calling in. Just what do you get from me? What do you feel? He's only got 4 or 5 minutes. Remember that too, probably per call. We want to give people time to call in, so just have a focus. But we want to get to know Chris, so let's go ahead and get rolling into the show. Are you there with me, Chris?
Yes, I'm here with you, Jason. I'm loud and clear.
Awesome. I'm so sorry. I wish we could have got it to work to have you on video tonight. It opens up more of the phone lines, but sometimes its connections won't work. But we want to hear you tonight. And I gave a little brief description of you, but I want you to tell the audience, you know, I'm interested to know is, you know, you said you've had this gift since you were 5. How did this all, you know, develop for you, this ability?
I guess it was inherited. It runs in my family. My mom has it too. She's alive too. My grandmother passed away in 92. So basically it really runs in the family. And if you're asking about my first experience, I guess it's when I was talking to my imaginary friend at that time, which was my spirit guide. And that's how it came about it. So it's like inherited.
That, you know, they say it runs through the mother's line.
Yes, it does.
Right. So
yes, it does.
So your mom, your grandmother, her mom had it?
Yes. Yes, it had. She had it.
So that's interesting. You said now you had an imaginary friend. You were 5.
Yes, I was like 5 years old when I had my first experience with the spiritual realm.
My first experience was like that too, but I didn't realize it. I didn't know that it was a paranormal experience till years later that I was talking to, because I thought it was a real little girl I was talking to.
Yeah.
So what was your spirit guide that you talked to as a child?
Well, I don't remember the name, but I know it was a boy. He was like, I guess, like an elder, but he looked like a child.
Right.
I guess because I was young, so it was kind of like telling me not to be afraid, that I was going to be helping people. He talked to me in a way where I could understand him. And he just told me that you're going to be helping a lot of people and don't be afraid of it. Don't let people judge you or don't care what people got to say and just do what you got to do.
So, I mean, it started early for you. I mean, for some people it goes away. For me, it went away, for you, the ability just stayed.
Yeah, it stayed. And it's crazy because I'm going to tell you something, Jason. I did a show yesterday and I blew a lot of people. And that was the first time I was on that show. And it was just amazing. And a lot of people are like, how do you do it? For me, it's natural. It's like kind of, most people have to meditate to do it. I don't meditate. It just flows right through me. It's like natural. Yeah, it just comes to me natural. But I do protect myself and ground myself before I go on the show. That I do. But as far as to do readings, no, I don't meditate to do it. It's just like energy. It's just like electricity. It's the best way to put it. It's like electricity just coming right through me. It's weird. I can't describe it.
Well, what's crazy to me about it is ability, like you say, in your bio that you can remote view, is that distance has no meaning on it or has no effect on it. Like you can do these readings through a phone, over the phone. I did tarot too back in the day, and I got scared away from it for doing a reading with a guy, and suddenly turning and I was getting bad vibes from this guy, and I turned. I know people have heard this story a billion times on my show, but I turned to see a dead guy on my couch. Like a guy in a suit, like looks like a zombie who smiles at me. I was done. But I was convinced, though, of psychic's abilities to connect through the phone because of that experience. That connection, though, that's what scared me. I brought something across from him, I think. Do you have you talk about protecting yourself. Do you do that? You're going to get on the phone with somebody to do a reading. Are you worried of something coming through like that?
I guess I see it as I know I'm protected, so I really don't dawn on it.
Right.
I think is if you keep yourself positive, as long as you have God in your life, nothing can touch you.
Now, your mom, your grandmother had it. Were you raised Christian, or what was they accepted their abilities, or was it kind of not talked about in the family? How was your childhood with developing your abilities?
Honestly, Jason, they were more open with it. And as a matter of fact, I was Catholic. We grew up in around where we grew real religion based, but it was talked about just among the family. It wasn't talked about among outside of the family. So when my grandmother would help people, she only knew people that already knew who she was, the people that seeked her. And as time growing up, I remember seeing her doing a lot of different things. She would cleanse the house. She would mop it. She knew when something was coming on. I overheard different things of because I grew up in a Spanish environment, which I knew I grew up talking Spanish when I went to school, so I had to learn all my English. And then there was a lot of stuff that she could detect if somebody was doing. Even back then, it was very open within the family. Like if there was witchcraft being done, she picked up on it. She knew
that's
who it
what
was.
It sounded like when you started talking about what some of the stuff she was doing. It does sound like some kind of little bit of witchcraft involved there.
And it was weird too because she had like so much energy, and I knew that she never got the time to, how can I put it? She never got the time to teach me. I guess she just wanted me to have a normal childhood to the best of my ability. I guess that she probably did, and I feel this in my heart, even though I never got the chance to ask her, but I felt like she did put protection, around me, and she just let the gift just grow on its own.
That's probably the best way to do it. I mean, you don't want to. I believe being open about it is good, but I don't know if you want your kid like doing readings. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, there is a
especially at, like, 10
danger.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 years old. So I feel like in my heart, I feel like she put protection. I want to say like at a certain age, I feel like she put protection, even though she probably already knew I was still going to see the dead and talk to the dead and get messages. But I guess she put like a protection and I want to say like a certain age. And then after that, after a certain age passed, that's when the abilities opened even wider. So you know what I'm saying? I kind of like, it's almost like the best thing that describes me. And it's so weird. I want to say this. If any of you have seen Charmed,
The
that's
TV
what
show?
the grandmother, yes, that's what I felt my grandmother did to me, where she tried to keep them to grow up and somewhat to have, to grow up as three girls to have somewhat of a normal childhood, but their abilities didn't come out until they moved in together and it just, they discovered it. They didn't know that they had the gifts at birth. So that's what I'm saying. And I feel like she did that to me, similar to that. Not exactly like that, but similar.
Yeah. Now, your mom, that was your grandmother, but your mom, like, how did she use her abilities at all, or teach you anything from your mom? Since she said she
No.
seemed to have the gift.
No, I guess it was just for me. My mom would work, so it was like she would keep me up, just raising her son, which was me. And she never had the time to do it because she didn't even know I had the gift. She probably felt it, but she didn't know it until my grandmother held me when I was born. She told her that I was going to be someone special and that I was going to be somebody very big. That's what she said. And I was probably like an infant. I wasn't even walking yet. She held me and she goes, your son's going to be someone big and he will be helping a lot of people. At the time, she said that I was special, but my mom thought I was like in special ed, but that's not what my grandmother meant. So in other words, she didn't tell my mom. My mom had to find out on her own, which my grandmother already knew. I guess like holding me and feeling, I guess my vibration at that age, she already knew before I was even walking that I was different from all the other kids.
So what's some of the stuff you experienced that kind of convinced you of your abilities?
Well, I remember there was times where I would be tugged. I used to hear my name, but the Chris was, how like my name is Chris. It has like all these S's. So I used to hear my name a lot. I had premonitions, probably like it started really kicking more when I was probably around 7, 8. It was just like, I just remember having dreams. And then later on, even though I didn't understand, I was still growing up. I found out that most of my dreams came out true. So I kind of thought that was kind of odd, at times. And when I grew up, I thought that everybody had this gift. But then when I started going out to, when you had to go to school, that's when I started discovering that not everybody had it. And then I kept myself closed off, to some point to where if they didn't talk to me, I didn't talk to them. It was always like me surrounded by people that were into tarot cards. And that didn't come out until maybe in middle school. That's when everybody, I guess, started coming to me for some reason. And it was weird.
That's when kids start to experiment. That's when we start to try to discover who we are.
Yeah, and then that's when they started really discovering who I was. And I've been just doing it ever since. And it's been crazy because I think since I've gotten out on social media and my first radio show was back in March, it's like my gift has blown up like really like intense, and I've been helping a lot of people, touching a lot of people's lives, and just being on radio and podcasting. I can say that, as me being who I am, I just can say that, I'm doing God's work, and I know He put me here for a reason. And I just love what I do, and I love helping people. It's just who I am. And I was even like that, even when I was like 10, I would help people, with little things, with kid stuff. So I knew that I was kind of different. So I've had this gift since, and it's just been just an exciting journey and just still doing my thing.
Now, what is your communication like with some of the spirit, like somebody who's deceased? I mean, what is the communication like for you?
Most of the time I'll get like clairvoyant, sometimes images. Sometimes I'll even hear their name. Sometimes they'll show to me as an outline, an apparition. And then sometimes they'll come to me full body, like they'll just come to you solid.
Do you see them with your physical eyes?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've had maybe 2 occasions where I've throughout my life that I've had seen where I could tell the difference where they came out as a silhouette. You could see right through them, and then the ones that were solid. At first, I couldn't tell the difference, but as time was going on, I look for like the way they dress and how they act, so I can tell like the difference when they're not in this time, like the way they.
I'd love to know more about the time you saw somebody solid, because those are, like you said, the rare. You see the movies of psychics and TV shows of psychics, and they're talking to the dead person who's standing right there, and like all the psychics I have on the show, it doesn't sound like that's generally how it works. Like you said, you get images in your mind. Sometimes you see outlines, or you see them translucent, maybe even, but like them solid standing there's a rare occasion. When that happened to you, what was going on? Why did you think you saw something solid?
Well, I was at the Alamo, because over here in San Antonio, Texas got a lot of activity over here.
Oh, yeah.
Then I went to the Alamo and I experimented, and I had my digital camera with me in my phone, and it was funny because both were fully charged, and I asked, if they could show themselves. And at first I didn't see them until like after I took the pictures. And as I was taking the pictures, there was this couple that had said, hey, can you take a picture of me? And it was funny because when they were walking from the other entrance, there was this man, and he was waving at me, and they passed by him like they didn't even see him. So when I saw him, I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me?
So like they don't see him, but you do.
Yeah, and then that's when I said, oh wow. I was like, this is different. So he waved at me, and then it's weird because when they came up to me, the people that I guess they weren't from here, they were tourists, so they asked me, they go, can you take a picture? And I go, yeah, I'll go and take a picture. So I took a picture, and then I asked them, I said, I just wanted to see if they could see him. So I wanted to, I guess, validate what I saw. So I asked them, I said, did you see that man over there that you passed right by when you came in? And they looked at me like, what man? I don't see no man. And I'm like, he's over there. And they looked at me weird. And then like after that, they just took off.
Yeah,
like,
thanks for the picture.
So I know, right? So after that, I was like, okay, you know what? I better be quiet because I think I'm going to be scaring people. So that was my one-time experience of having him solid. And then there was another time. I remember my ancestor from my past life, which I know who I was in the past life. I saw her, and she completely was out of this time. She dressed different. Her cheekbones was, the way that I imaged her in.
And this is from your past. The connection to her is from a past life.
Yeah, she was a past life. And I saw her, and she came out solid. I mean, you could see her. She was wearing everything. So she passed right by me. She passed by a lot of people. No one acknowledged her, and she just like smiled at me. She said hi, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me again?" But it was weird because this time it was at a bus stop. I had to go do my, because at that time I was doing readings. Taking the bus and going to people's houses and stuff. So when I saw her, she went out the back outside, and like I looked, because there's no other way you can go because there's like gates, where this bus stop was. So, she had to go on the other side. So when I looked all around for her, I saw her for maybe 10, 15 minutes. And then she went outside, I guess, because I kind of figured that she had gone to the restroom because there was porta potties outside.
But she was dressed different though, right? You said
she was dressed different. Yeah. And she was dressed different. So when I went to go to see if I was seeing things, she was nowhere to be found. Not even in the parking lot, nowhere on the other side of the bus stops. And I'm thinking, where did she go? So I guess when she saw me, I guess she gave me clarification that, hey, you're related to me. You're my daughter in a past life.
Oh, wow.
And I just wanted you to know that you're not alone. So when I guess she telepathically saw me, she saw me. She didn't open her mouth, but she looked at me and smiled. So that kind of to who I was. And then when like I looked and I didn't see her, so I guess like when she walked, she just, I guess mistily, she just walked and disappeared in the mist, I guess, because I didn't see her nowhere.
Right.
So that was my second occurrence. So I've had different occurrences where they'll come to me solid. I had different ones where they'll come to me as an apparition. And most of the time when they come into an apparition, that's when they come to me here at home. So I've had different occasions where they'll just talk to me and they know my name. So I know that on the other side, everybody knows who I am.
You think we got a lot to unwrap there that you just talked about. One thing is you think you have spirit guides that help you. That's what I hear most of the time, so I always call them like the bouncers for the psychics, basically. That's what I picture, it's like you got a team of spirit guides over there, like, okay, you're next in line or whatever for the spirit to come through and talk. Otherwise you'd probably be overcrowded, right? I mean, there's a lot of dead people.
And I'm going to tell you a little something too. I won't say too much because there's a lot of people that already know who I am, but I'm just want you to look at the background. Okay, I'm just going to tell you one state, and if you can tap into it, don't say anything. You can message me later. I'm just going to tell you my past life, one of my past lives, and I'm going to tell you a location. Okay.
Okay.
Well, this is what I'm going to tell you. New Orleans, and I'm just not going to tell you anything else. I will tell you that I have a connection with New Orleans. I've never lived there before, but I have a deep, deep connection with New Orleans. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more so you can figure out who I was or who I was related to. I will tell you this. I want to say in that time frame in my past life, I want to go back to the 1700s. Look at your history in the 1700s and 1800s, and you'll figure out who I was.
Marie Laveau.
Yes.
That's one of the most famous ones when you want to get back, to New Orleans. It's the one I'm really most interested in.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you a little something too, Jason. I can send you a picture, and I think one of my friends has it. And if you look at it, if you compare the picture to the picture that you're posting on because I'm looking at the feed on my other phone.
Yeah.
If I see the picture and you compare them, you can tell that it was me. And in that lifetime, I was her daughter. I was her daughter.
So when you saw the ghost, was that Marie Laveau?
Yes, it was.
Whoa. Were you in New Orleans when this happened?
No, it was here in San Antonio.
You were in San Antonio. Oh, that's right.
And I know how she looked like because I've seen her many different times.
So
and I know
you were
what she looks.
Her daughter in a past life.
Yes, I was.
I totally believe in past lives. I've told my past life stories on the show before, so I'm not going to get into it. But I had vivid dreams too in my life that I know were past lives, and I just woke up knowing. It's just new. They were so intense, and I was so emotionally involved in them. I really feel like they were past lives. One thing I noticed about you, Chris, I hope you don't take offense to this, but it's just what really interests me about your you talked about being a female in a past life is you have a very effeminate voice. Don't take that personally, but you do. You almost, if I didn't know you and I heard you on the phone, I'd be, is this, it's like the SNL Pat, just some people do. That's just your vocal tone. You're born with that. But is that why you think? Because you were more of you have some of those feminine traits from a past life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's so weird too because a lot of people, and I'm going to tell you something too, Jason. At one time, and I'm already getting chills, and I haven't even started. I always wanted to know in my heart what she sounded like, because of course I wasn't in that time. I mean, we're in a different time span, so that was a past life. But for some reason, I always wanted to know what she sounded like. And
Marie Laveau.
Yeah, and I always felt like a part of me. I never know what she sounded like, but I always got this feeling that the voice I have is similar to what she had, even though I can't get that validated. But I have a feeling that my voice was a little bit like hers, but hers was a little bit more softer than mine. But it was about the same, I guess you could say the same vocals, I guess, but it was a little bit softer.
You have a very kind voice. I have to say that. Well, I don't know if you watched our news segment, but they got this. They recreated a mummy's voice.
Oh wow.
That's what it sounds like. So maybe
I was gonna ask you, Jason. There's people that are already asking me in the messenger. Can you message me the number to if they want to call in? I know we're not gonna take calls, but can you just message me while we're doing the show?
Yeah. And we're gonna give them out too. There's 2 phone lines tonight too, by the way, people, because we usually have 4 if I can have somebody on StreamYard. Chris, we couldn't get it to work, so there's 2 phone lines, 219-230-4444 and Skype ID Jblandoo, and we'll be posting them in the chat rooms too. But yeah, I'll send those over. It's also in the show description link too. But yeah, we'll open up the phone line soon. I want to get to know you, Chris. First time you've been on. Usually when we get you on a second time, then we just usually go into phone calls. But this is the first time this first time me and you have ever talked. So I know people are wanting to call in. Hold on.
I know.
I know. Tonight, speaking of that, when people do call in, what's your advice for people, or what should they know?
I would say just you can ask a question, and most of the times you can just tell me your first name, and that's how I connect. And sometimes you can just tell me your first and last name. Now, if you choose not to, then you can just tell me your first name and I'll connect with you. But sometimes I'll give people a general, the opportunity to ask a question, or sometimes I'll just, if they want a general reading, I'll just connect with their voice and their first name. And that's how I usually connect. It's just weird. I can't explain it. It's just something that when I hear their voice and then their name, it's like a connection that I have.
Do you think some people say, well, you have to get permission for them to give a reading, but then you see these psychic TV shows where they're just walking up to people like, hi, I'm picking up so and so. Did you have a family member? Do other people you meet somebody and a deceased loved one of theirs is coming through to you? They haven't asked you for a reading. They might not even know you're not psychic, but you're getting these messages.
Yes, I do. I do get these different messages that I do get, and it comes to me sometimes when I'm not even reading messages, and then sometimes I'll get premonitions before I read people. So sometimes I'll dream about something, and then if they want a personal one-on-one reading, I usually get premonitions, dreams, and most of the time the dreams. Yeah, and sometimes I'll get the message. And I'll tell them that I got a vision, and most of the time I've been validated with that. That a lot of the premonitions make sense to them, and then I'll describe something that only they would know, and they're like, "Wow, well, you were talking to my uncle, or you were talking to my grandma." So that kind of validates. Oh, yeah.
So you're getting information from a lot of sources, stuff you dreamt about, stuff that's coming to you in the reading at the moment. So you look for a lot of different ways to communicate here. It seems like to get your information.
Yes, and it's weird though, because a lot of people. One of my friends told me, and I really don't dawn on it because I know that's a past. But they told me that maybe that's one of my DNA, and that's why I connect with people so well, because of who I was and who I was related to. I really don't like to bring that up, but that people have told me that maybe that's why I connect, because a lot of people in that lifetime, she was very popular and a lot of people went to her. So knowing that's a possibility that energy of my past has gone into the present, in some kind of way.
Do you, has it inspired you to, practice like she did in voodoo or witchcraft?
Honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I do candle work, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because I do protections and blessings and all the white stuff. I don't do any of the dark stuff, but I do more of the lighter things like blessings, protection, grounding. I've even done love spells, and it's funny that because she was known for love spells, and
right.
And in this time I do a lot of love spells for people, and it's just out of coincidence that most of the time that when I do love spells, they work. I don't know why, but they work when I do stuff like that. So,
but when I think of voodoo love spells, it's like it always has a bad ending, like a Tales from the Crypt or something.
Well, I love you forever.
Like, no, go away. I just picture the worst when it comes to love spells. Just too much sci-fi, I guess.
Yeah. I think that's probably what it is. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's kind of interesting because when you answer, you ask me. So yeah, it kind of makes me wonder that's probably why I'm so connected. And I know not just because of that, because I was in the past, but I know that in this lifetime, I'm connected. My gifts come from my mom and my grandma, so it's a little bit of two sides. And I've always felt like there's a part of me missing. And I'm not even kidding you. I've never been to New Orleans, but it feels like home to me. It feels like home. And I remember when they had when that hurricane hit,
Katrina,
it actually hurt me. I actually cried, and I was like thinking to myself, why am I crying? See, but at that time, I didn't know who I was, but I felt bad for the people. So when I heard about the Hurricane Katrina, it hit me like it was like it happened to me, even though I was here in Texas. So later on, when I found out, then I put two and two together, and I'm thinking, wow, I guess it hits me because that's my second home. That's my second home in my past. So yeah.
Do you recall any kind of memories, or do you have or even for me, mine were revealed in two very vivid dreams, two different past lives. I mean, have you had those kind of experiences to know?
Yes. I've even seen myself in a cloak, like the way she dressed and like the way she had her hair with that bun. I don't know what it's called, but I remember seeing myself going to a castle, and I was doing what do you call I forgot what you call them, the juju bag. So I remember a few times doing that. I remember seeing myself doing that. So I remember a lot of things that I know that I was in New Orleans, and I know that I had a past life up there. So yeah, I do remember little clips here and there.
You kind of remind me too of a voodoo guy we had on, Sen Moise. I think it was his name. We've had on the show, who's from New Orleans, is into the whole voodoo thing. You kind of remind me of him a little bit too. So it's like I could totally see you in New Orleans. I could totally see you there. Be interesting to compare. So you believe you were her daughter. It'd be interesting too, to compare the photo of you and her daughter. Is there photos of her daughter?
Yes, I do have one, but I'm messaging my friend right now, and I'm pretty sure they're listening. But I'll just tell them to send me the picture of them because I can't look for it, and I'm not going to be going back and forth as you're talking to me.
Oh, no, don't. Maybe during commercial break, send it to me. We'll compare, because that's interesting. I've covered this on the show before, like some of the really incredible reincarnation cases, and there's one of a young British guy. He ended up dying really young, but there's a picture of him and his reincarnation. You can see it in the eyes. You can just see it in the eyes. That's totally the same person. Physical differences, they're there, but the eyes, it's in the eyes. You could see it.
Okay, well, I'm going to show you something, Jason. I'm going to show it to you on Messenger. I don't know if you can pull it up. I just got it from a friend of mine because I guess they were listening to the show. So I just sent it to you on Messenger. I don't know if you can pull it up, but maybe you can do that on the commercial break, or maybe you can do it right now. Or you can just look at it and just don't say anything, and then let people see what they see for themselves.
I just sent it to you, Rob. So Rob's got it. He can share it. It looks like it's is it a painting though too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because with photography back, they don't think they. I mean, what year was?
I want to say that, and I want to say that picture, just off the hunch, I would say I was probably like, just by looking at the way I was dressed, I want to say I was like 14, 15, around that time. And it's weird because when you look at the picture, the hairstyle, I would say that was around when I was like a teenager. I was like barely discovering my gift in that time.
How did she pass? What was her life?
I want to say, if you're talking about Marie, though,
I know Marie Laveau, but yeah, her daughter, yeah.
I think with her, she got sick, and then she just disappeared. She got sick, but I want to say that she died of natural causes. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because to this day, my ancestor, they still see her. They still see her, and there's been sights of her. Like they've said that they think it's her daughter going down the swamp, because they said there's people that have heard stories of her walking down the swamp, that it's her. So
Do you ever have dreams of walking down the swamp?
as I recall, not in the moment, but I probably had maybe in the past. I just can't remember.
Well, the
right
reason
now
I ask is one of the things I've always said, it's like people are like the argument about reincarnation, sometimes against it, for it, or against it, is that, well, there's still ghosts walking around people see. Obviously, they didn't reincarnate. But I'm like, well, maybe the reason we only see ghosts once in a while, in a location is that the person they reincarnated to went to sleep and now they're dreaming and now they're back in the place of that past life. I don't know. One of my speculative theories, how it maybe works. I don't know, but it's interesting. I mean, or it's just go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. And I send you a better picture. Sorry. I got a better picture. I was looking. How does that one look?
Hold on. Oh yeah. Hold on. I'll send that to Rob.
You can send that one to him and see if that one looks compared to the one that's
Just send you a different one, Rob, on Messenger.
Yeah. So, but other than that, I've always felt connected to different parts of the world. Like for me, I know I have a connection with New Orleans, like I told you. For some reason, I feel a connection to California, but the only problem with that is that I don't know who I was at that time. I'm still learning about that, but I do see. It's just I don't know. It's just a feeling that I've had. So yeah, I'm still kind of discovering what that is, but I do see that there is a connection somewhere.
Well, it's we forget our past lives obviously for a reason.
I guess I did. But it's so weird that I remember that lifetime. That's what's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Why is it that I remember?
Because it was your last one, maybe? I don't know. Maybe
I guess. I know. That's
I wonder these things too. I mean, the two past lives, I got the two vivid dreams. I only reason I can think that I had the memories of those two given to me in a dream is that they explained a lot about myself. They explained a lot about who I am. And
wow.
That's the only reason why I could think. But I've been a total believer in the possibility of past lives, ever since. I'm not a Christian. I'm not any religion, Jediism. It's the closest I could go to a religion. But I definitely ever since I was a little kid, I believed in the concept of reincarnation. I just felt like it was true, that it's right.
See, but it's funny that you say that, because I think we're different people, but we have the same spirit with a different name, if that makes sense.
I think it's like the same personality.
Yeah, it's the same personality, but it's a different name and different body. Yeah.
Like maybe have like there's little quirks that come through. If we could compare two past life people, it'd be interesting. Now, when you do readings, does other people's past lives come through to you?
Yes, they do. There's times where I've been able to read people, and people are just like amazed by the stuff I come up with. And they tell me, how do you do it? I'm like, I don't know. And it's I want to say it's connected to this lifetime, but it might be something else that I don't even know. Because as I'm going along helping people, I'm learning more about myself as time goes on.
Now, one of the things I'm always interested in when you're talking to me, do you pick up anything on me when we're talking, doing this show?
You know what? I do, even though I don't look at profiles when I read people. I don't do it that way. I don't feel like that's right for me to be doing that.
It might make it harder for you to read somebody, I would think.
But for me, I don't, because you know how some people can get information by looking at people's profile. I don't use that. I use my own gifts tell them, so I don't cheat when I do that. So the only thing I can get from you is that that you're very gifted. You were terrified as a child. You were tormented as a child. I think being with how you grew up, it kind of like opened you up, but then it kind of terrified you at the same time, if that makes sense.
Nope, totally.
And then on top of that, there's a big possibility. Hold on. Okay, that you could have probably been my brother in that lifetime, because I know that one of her kids, I don't remember the name, but one of her kids had a name with a J on it, and your name starts with a J. So I don't know, maybe we could have been related.
Maybe. I don't know. I've always wanted to go to, I've never been in New Orleans, but I've always had a fascination with it ever since, of course, for, my early, teenage years. I read Interview with a Vampire before the movie came out, people. Okay, I was into it before the movie, and I read that book so many times, Chris. I could swear I did live in a past life in New Orleans because I fell in love with. I've still not gone to New Orleans. My wife knows it's like one of my number one places I want to visit because of that book, and I read it so many times, and mainly because I love the past and history, and I love New Orleans. I love Anne Rice. Yeah, I always wanted to take her ghost tour in New Orleans. That would have been awesome. That she used to do. Rob's got the picture here. Hold on. All right, so he's got the portrait and the picture of you together. Really, I do see it, even though it's a painting. I kind of do see it.
Okay, I don't know if y'all guys in the chat can see that. I don't know. Maybe they'll put it up if they do, and then see how. Yeah.
Let's see what other people think. Yeah, we do have the chat room comments here, looking in the house. But I kind of do see it a little bit. I do.
I don't know what Jamie says, but see what she says.
What do you think, Jamie? Jamie, you're muted.
Oh, I see it.
Maybe if you weren't squinting. I need to see your eyes, Chris. You're squinting.
Yeah, but just if you even picture the eyes open, just the shape of the face, the lips, the nose, like just. I think
there does seem like a similarity. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel it. I feel it, Chris. I really do. That's so cool.
And it's funny because if you take off those braids, and you take the braids off, like you know how the girls have the braids. If you take that off, cut it off, and you'll see my hair. You'll see like the same bone structure. You'll see the same cheekbones. Even though my eyes, squinch a little bit.
Yeah,
but
and we're dealing with an artist's interpretation of her too. You know?
Yeah, so that's kind of creepy. And you know what's so weird? I'm going to tell you something. How I found that picture, I want to say that at that time when I found that picture, for some reason, I was drawn to her, but I didn't know at that time why. And I'm not kidding you. I found that picture on on the Google, and then after I screenshotted it, I'm not kidding you, I went to go back and look, and I can't find it no more.
Like I said, something about reincarnation is that they don't want us to touch too much on our past lives.
That's why I got lucky to get that picture, because when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, this is creepy.
But for me, from my experience with the two, is like I said, it really revealed a lot about, that really explains about something, things that have been ingrained in me from my earliest knowing of who I am, just things that explain about my dislike for organized religion and my dislike and not trusting governments. Like both my past lives explain that. Well, the one past life explained that. The other one really delved into my mistrust of people, and I can't stand when other people try to control other people, like slavery.
Mm-hmm. And that's a funny thing you say that, because I got chills when you said that. But I think if you if you look like at her background, she didn't like people that were how can I put it? She didn't like slavery. She fought for people, and she didn't like people that did abuse.
That's an interesting subject when you get into the African Americans and spirituality, and like Harriet Tubman. She had psychic abilities, and I've always been fascinated with Harriet Tubman and what she did and her abilities, and she was very superstitious too, and with the Underground Railroad and what she did to help.
Mm-hmm.
With that, I don't know. I always felt like if I had a connection to her, maybe, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to have a guest on about that. He wrote a great book on it, and then he never got back to me.
You know what's so funny too? I'm going to tell you what's so strange about her family. I want to say, even though I've never been there, I want to say that there is descendants that are still related to her.
Yeah.
But I feel that some of them do still carry the Laveau name, but since she was very popular and hated at the same time.
I say she was hated.
I want to say that a lot of the family members probably are still looking for descendants that were related to them.
Yeah,
but they're more quiet about it now because of the magic is more exposed. So I feel like they just keep it quiet because they don't want attention. And they don't want people to be like stalking them, so they just rather just say, you know what, I'm not.
No, after American Horror Story had her in it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Didn't paint her in the most lovely light, but but that's some dark history there with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So one of the things too, you remote view, you have these other abilities. Are you a believer in other things as well? Like, have you had an alien experience or cryptoid? Really, does a lot of the psychics I know have had the alien experience as well.
Yeah, I've been abducted, and I know I've been.
I had a feeling. I totally did. It's like I had to bring this up because I totally had a feeling, Chris. I don't know. I get this. You're not the first one I've outed on the show. I get a feeling about it. Oh wow. Okay, so we're gonna be coming up on another commercial break here in about 10 minutes or so, but we can get into this a little bit. Because we've had some really great guests on here. I'm a total believer in the abduction experience. Our friend Terry Lovelace has been on here a couple times, has shown some incredible evidence, X-ray evidence of alien implants. It's a real phenomenon, and we've had contactees on here who have a much pleasurable experience. Are you a contactee or an abductee?
I want to say both for some reason. I want to say both for some reason.
I can see that. Some people like Whitley Strieber really started out as an abductee experience, and it seemed like more of a contactee experience as he went on. As you develop.
Yeah.
So, do you mind getting into that a little bit, Chris? I'm sorry. It's something that interests the heck out of me, and I've had my own personal experience that I'm kind of still figuring out too.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you one thing, and with you being abducted, I'm going to tell you, and this is what can give you some validation. When you were abducted, did you ever wake up with scratch marks on your arms?
Not scratch marks,
or any weird markings on your body.
I might have, yes.
Because I did. I woke up with marks on my arm, and then the reason why I know is because when I was abducted, I had for some reason I had kind of I don't want to say memory loss. I don't know if it's a proper word for it. But I had this kind of feeling like I had forgot stuff. Like they were doing experiments on me to try to make me lose, I guess, I don't know, certain things that I guess they didn't want me to know or to remember. Right. So there was parts of kind of feeling like I was out of place, if that makes sense. I don't know why, but that's the best way to.
One of the things that got me about it, I've been, the show's almost gonna be 5 years old, and I've been into the paranormal all my life, but how I looked away from it. I looked away from all these different memories and experiences and didn't want to even look at it. And Terry Lovelace's book, Incident at Devil's Den, kind of woke me up to that I was doing that. It made me start looking at myself. I don't want to say I'm an abductee. I'm not. I don't know. I've had some really weird experiences. You talk about marks. I woke up with my mom thought I had gotten burnt by a cigarette, which, are you smoking? Which I did start smoking as a teenager, but I wasn't smoking or anything. I woke up with this little, looked like a perfect circle on my face. When I woke up with a pure pus, clear pus coming out of my face, in a perfect tubular round thing off my face. I'm like, what is that? I wipe it away, and there's this perfect circle on my face.
Yeah.
And I was having, as a teenager, some really definitely alien abduction dreams.
Mm-hmm.
But I wrote them off as dreams, and I did for a long time till recently. And that makes me started after reading Incident at Devil's Den and some things that happened on a camping trip that made me start to think about some of my experiences. So I don't know. I'm not ready to accept it yet, but that's why I'm interested in it, because I'm trying to figure it out. And so for you, is that kind of what you did? You kind of looked away from it?
Mm-hmm. I knew that there was things that I have experienced, but some things I don't remember. But I know I was experiment on.
Oh, he found a photo. Oh, Chris, Rob, you are so good. Rob found a photo of her, an actual photo of her, not a painting, a photo of her. And I really see it, Chris.
Wow. Wow.
Well, I don't know. Which photo? Is it the one that I posted, or was it?
I don't know what Rob got. I didn't send it to him, so he found it on his own. He's got the painting and the photo. You see it?
Oh my God. I'm out looking at it.
Have you ever seen that photo?
That one? I've remember. I think I did, but I didn't. I don't know. I just didn't think anything about it. But that could. Yeah. Wow.
Good job,
Everybody's
Rob.
in that. Yeah, that's amazing. Wow, I'm stunned. Good job, Rob.
Wow. Yeah, I really do see it. I was like not showing the comments here because I was trying to. I wanted to see it, but comments kind of block it out. Wow. See, that's gotta be interesting. You know, I had one psychic on here. Who was that? That was what's her name from Ghost of Shepherdstown?
I think.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't think of her name. My brain's gone blank.
So is mine.
Lori?
Yeah.
I'm totally losing the last name. She told me that and it might be true. She says, I see you in a past life. You were on a boat that went down in the Bermuda Triangle, and there's a picture of you out there somewhere, you know, on that ship from like the early 1900s.
Lori Johnson.
Lori Johnson, thank you.
There you go.
I don't know why my brain went blank on that. And man, I looked everywhere. It'd be so interesting to see a photo that we connected to your past life.
I know, right? And I'm going to tell you what's so weird. Not everybody gets a chance to see the past life unless if you know. And it's funny that you mentioned past life because in one of my other past lives, I know I was in Salem too. And if you really think about it, I mean, in all my lifetimes, I've always known that I was either a psychic or a witch or you know, like in that lifetime I was a voodoo priest, you know. So it was always like something to do with magic or psychic or mystical, or, you know, I was always connected in every lifetime that I remember, that I can remember really tune into. Every past life I could really tell you that I remember every lifetime of being a gypsy witch at one time. One time as being a Wiccan, another lifetime being, it's just, yeah.
Somebody.
Oh my God, my friend says.
Sorry.
Somebody said they can't see me in a dress.
She just said, sorry, I'm laughing, Chris. Just picturing you in a dress from Margaret. I'm laughing now thinking about that too. Hey, so. It's 2020. It's all right. But I don't know. There's some kind of, I do kind of feel like there's a connection there. I do. I for me, the past life thing is just so fascinating. And to find a picture, like for me, I don't know who mine were. One, I was a Buddhist monk, I think, in Vietnam, and the other one, I was a black slave girl. You know, try tracking that down. That ain't.
I'm going to ask you a question. Did you ever feel like you were a soldier? Because I get the word soldier when I hear you.
I've never had any memories of it, but I wouldn't be surprised. But maybe I was a soldier in past life and learned I don't want any part of it now.
Yeah, I guess because, you know, when you go through past lives of being a soldier, you know, you probably didn't come back like normal. You came back like with something wrong with you, or yeah. So that's kind of something that sometimes you go through trauma and you just don't want to remember.
Yeah, and I mean, but you know, one of the tales I heard, one of those, I don't know, things that came out of, you know, we had World War I, and all the German soldiers died in World War I, were reborn and came back to become the Nazi soldiers. And I always thought about that. I was like, man, if they died in World War I, why would they come back and do it all over again? You know, like go die in another battle. You know, I've heard that said that you know, that the soldiers of the Nazis were the reincarnated soldiers that died in World War I. Because they're all young, you know, it was 20, 25 years later. And all these guys are 20, 25 years old or younger that fought for the Nazis. So some people that are soldiers, I guess, go and do it again. I don't know.
Yeah, like when he was saying, you know, you being suffering trauma or something as a child, I was thinking about your dream, one of your past life dreams.
Yeah, one of them, Chris, when I was a slave girl, I was beaten to death with a broomstick by my father/master, white master. It was so vivid, Chris. I mean, like literally I woke up, my heart pounding, sweating. I literally felt myself being beaten to death.
Oh, wow.
And why I had it, at the time, I had nothing. I watched nothing that made me want to think. I wasn't watching The Color Purple. You know, I have no idea why I just had this dream out of nowhere. But I'll tell you what, I always related to that movie, Color Purple, since I was a kid and I saw that movie. Something about it that always freaked me out about that movie. And then after I had this dream many years later, I wonder if that's why, you know, because I felt like it's around that, you know, that very beginning of that movie time frame.
Yeah. And, you know, it's weird, you know, how we're talking about reincarnation. I also believe that sometimes we come back as different types of animals. I know some people don't believe in that, but I do believe that you can come in reincarnation as a dog or a cat. Well, not a dog, a cat, because that's very common. But I want to say that I feel that most people can probably be reincarnated as maybe a wolf or an eagle or a hawk or something like that. And the reason why I know is because I don't know what, it's just a feeling. I've always felt that there is reincarnation that way, but it's a different form. Like, I can tell you one thing. I've done this a few times, and I remember having a dream of doing this, and it's very rare when people talk about this, but I remember a few times shape-shifting into a wolf. So
we'll see if you're involved in magic and stuff in a past life. That could explain that. You know, I mean, you could have been a skinwalker.
And it's funny that you say that, because somebody else told me that too. That I was probably a skinwalker. That when I wanted to shapeshift, I would shape into a wolf or a hawk or, you know, whatever I wanted to at that time. It was like I just thought of it and then boom, it was just insane, you know. So that kind of gives you validation. I would say that's validation too, because I feel like you're not the only one that has told me that. There was a few other people that told me that when I told them that I could shapeshift, and they said, you must have been a skinwalker, you know, because you weren't always human. You would shapeshift from a human to whatever you wanted. So yeah. Well, that's kind of creepy though.
It is kind of just the word skinwalker is kind of creepy. We're going to go to commercial break. We come back. We're going to open up the phone lines. But while we're waiting for phone calls, Chris, are you going to, I want to get a little bit more into the alien abduction experiences you've had. I'd love to hear, especially because I've known other psychics. One that recently passed, our friend Rick Bunch passed. He was an abductee. And so I'm interested to get a little more of your perspective on that, if you're all right.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. We're going to go to commercial break, and we'll open up the phone lines. When we come back, call in and get a reading from Chris Garcia. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
When Alex Gardner is asleep, he has an extraordinary gift. The government wants it, the scientists want it, but to keep it may cost him his life. It might be better if Alex didn't sleep at all, but he cannot resist entering the dreamscape. Can you? See Dreamscape in the West End and all over London now. Certificate 15. It takes an extraordinary adventurer to enter the dreamscape.
Do you wish for more paranormal and spiritual content? The Paranormal Chronicles magazine is a free digital magazine crammed with the very best in paranormal and spiritual articles and features. No sign-up, no subscription, just free reading and knowledge for you. Read today at www.paranormalchronicles.com/magazine.
This is an Apex Studio presentation.
Hi, I'm Barry, owner-operator of Barry's Barometer Barn. Lately, I bet you've been lying awake at night asking yourself, how many barometers do I really need? Well, at Barry's Barometer Barn, we think you need more than one. Otherwise, we're going to go out of business. Remember, at Barry's Barometer Barn, we don't know the meaning of high-pressure sales. Come on, folks, buy another barometer. I'm trying to put my kids through college. I've got a family to support and a secret mistress who isn't cheap.
Visit Barry's Barometer Barn, 000 Storm Drive. Come on, folks, buy a barometer. I'm Barry's older brother, Larry, and every time one of you people walk past the store without coming in, Barry beats me.
This has been a presentation from Tim Morgan's APAC Studio. For more almost professional amateur comic studio content, visit the APAC YouTube channel. Search APAC 2002. That's APAC 2002 on YouTube.
Paranation Magazine is a new paranormal magazine based out of Denver, Colorado. Our goal isn't just to give you the best paranormal content out there, but to promote paranormal unity. We're doing this by giving everyone an opportunity to tell their stories and to share their experiences. For more information, follow us on Facebook at Paranation Magazine and soon, paranationmag.com.
For every earthling who's ever dreamed of adventures beyond the stars comes the astonishing story of one who made it, Alex Rogan.
You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Sur and the Kodan Armada.
Of all the life forms in all the galaxies, one has been chosen to be the last starfighter. The Last Starfighter, with the film of the #1 hit Do They Know It's Christmas, the official Band-Aid story. In the West End and across London now, rated PG.
I've Never Met a Dead Person I Didn't Like is the extraordinary travels of a young, alone, and broke psychic in the highly anticipated new book from internationally renowned psychic, medium, medical intuitive, and best-selling author Sherry Dillard. Critics have described I've Never Met a Dead Person I Didn't Like as an engrossing memoir, an empowering story of how a broken girl came to accept her psychic gift, a refreshing and fun read. I've Never Met a Dead Person I Didn't Like is available through Amazon, Kindle, Barnes & Noble, and wherever books are sold.
Join us every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time for Weird Wednesday, the live stream, with your hosts Jamie, the Living Dead Girl, and Rob, the Phantom, where we'll talk about all things paranormal, including zodiac, astrology, tarot card and oracle card readings, live ghost boxing and spirit communication, where we'll do voices from beyond the cold case files. So we hope you join us live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Nervous?
Yes. I don't like this.
You only have 75 more to go. Okay? What's this one?
It's a couple of wavy lines.
Sorry, this isn't your lucky day.
I know. I'm getting a little tired of this.
You volunteered, didn't you? We're paying you, aren't we?
Yeah, but I didn't know you were going to be giving me electric shocks. What are you trying to prove here anyway?
I'm studying the effect of negative reinforcement on ESP ability.
The effect? I'll tell you what the effect is. It's pissing me off.
Well, then maybe my theory is correct.
You can keep the $5 I've had.
I will, mister.
Tonight on Paranormal Soup, our guest is psychic medium Chris Garcia. We're taking phone calls for readings. I already got somebody holding online, but there are ways to call in tonight. You can call in by phone. That's 219-230-4444 or Skype ID Jblandoo. That's Jblandoo. Call in, and if I hang up on you, it's because I only got the one phone line, so you just call back after you hear somebody hang up. And if I do take your call, you hear us talking, wait till I call on you, and then we'll take you on the show. But if I hang up on you, don't take offense. Just try calling back after the caller gets off. I only got the one phone line tonight. So, and like I said, have an idea what you want to ask Chris or who you want to connect with. Always have some kind of focus or intent. I think that helps with these readings. And remember, we only got 4 to 5 minutes, and we're not doing negative reinforcement. I'm not zapping Chris tonight if he doesn't get it right. Take it easy on him. It's amazing amazes me what these psychics are able to do over the phone. It's incredible, and I've had my own experience, so I totally believe in it. But he only has 4 or 5 minutes, so give him that. But let's go ahead and get back to the show. You still there with me, Chris?
Yes, I'm still here.
And I got people trying to call in on the other line. There's only 2 lines open, people. It's 219-230-4444 or Skype ID Jblandoo. I got a couple people trying to call in, but we do have somebody on the line we're going to get to here in just a second. Again, Chris, so that tonight, there's any do's or don'ts for people when they call in?
Right now, no, not really. I don't. They can ask me whatever. It's just I'm not into politics, so.
Me neither.
As long as I.
Yeah, no, not into politics either. No. All right, well, let's go ahead and get to our first phone call because we got people already blowing up both my phones here, and there's only one way to call in, so we better get to them. So 708 area code. Who do we got?
Hi, Chris. It's Ida.
Hi, Ida.
Is it? You said Ida?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for calling in.
I was. Thank you.
Okay,
Hi, Chris. I was just wanting to know if, since I had experience in the paranormal field myself, have you ever used like spirit box?
So, what is it that you wanted to know about the spirit box? Like,
yeah, have you used one before?
yes, I have. I've only used it twice. So we actually did that like after the show that you were on, the other show that mine. Yeah, we did do sessions because we were helping someone with that. So I've done it maybe like once or twice, and it does work. The only thing that I'm probably gonna have to get is bigger speakers, because since the spirit box is small and it's got the little speaker at the back, there's only so much you can hear. Because when you hear it, they come through as a you hear a lot of static, so you really gotta pay attention. So that's the only thing that I probably will be doing if anybody ever asked me to do spirit box sessions. I've only done it once, but one thing I've noticed that when I did do it those 2 times, it was kind of very draining for me, because they were draining my phone and draining me, so I have to be very careful with that.
Okay, because I have a friend, Andy, and he makes spirit boxes.
Yeah.
And
so what
he
is
sells
it that you
them all
want to
over
try?
the place. So I'm
what
going to
is
try
it
to
that you
get
want
one
to try?
soon. But yeah,
Well,
he's
go
let
ahead,
me play with his,
Well, that's good. And
When
I would
we
just say,
usually
just
do
when
all-
you use one,
Yeah.
I would just say when you use one, just make sure yourself that you're grounded and protected, because you can bring things from the spirit boxes. So you got to be very careful. Don't think it's almost like messing with the Ouija board, but it's less active, but you still got to be cautious. So I'm just going to tell you, be careful when you communicate with them, because if
we use spirit boxes live on this show. We haven't done it in a long time. We really need to do one. But I always say, we keep humor in it and we keep it positive. Don't go just like the Ouija board, man. They start going down the dark path of you're probably going to get dark things.
So I would say just be careful when you
Yeah,
use
no.
them.
Yeah. And there's like when we went to do an investigation or whatever. I mean, he's had them at the church and everything, and we did it there. But yeah, no, we know to ground ourselves and be protected because of that stuff.
Okay.
And I was wondering if I should get one or no.
Honestly, I'm being told that you can get one, but I would say just when you get one, I would say to sage it and smudge it and do a prayer over your session. And then after
I mean, I don't think I really need one, but
But I mean, you can try it and see what kind of communication you get. Just be careful when you go, where you're going. Just do it in an area where where you can do it at home, or you can do it outside, or you can do it at the park. And I would say just be careful. I mean, huh?
Do you sense anything around where I'm at? No, right?
No, no, not at the moment. The only thing that I'm picking up is that that there's a lot of spirits wanting to talk to you. So I would just say just to shield yourself, because I feel like you're going to be communicating with a lot of people on the other side. So you will be helping people. So just take your time with it, and just when you, like I said, when you read someone, just don't ever second guess yourself. Just know that with the first feeling the first feeling that you get is what you go with.
Right. That's it. Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna be getting more stuff from the other side then.
Okay. And I just want to say thank you for calling and thank you for listening.
Yeah, thanks for calling in.
Okay. Thank you,
You're
Chris.
welcome.
Bye.
You know,
You're welcome.
we when we do it's been a long time since we've done it, but we've done like our ITC Collective Spirit Box night. We've had our friend Katrina Cooper on here, who's a medium. We've had other psychics with us on here. I swear, if we have anybody who has a mediumistic ability or psychic ability, we get way more responses. Like you said, that you feel them drawing energy from you.
Yeah, and I did that maybe like twice, and I did get some kind of feeling off of it. So I was like, you know what? They're draining my phone and they're draining me, because knowing that I'm a communicator, they know that I have a very high frequency. So they know that, that I just were using my energy to come through. And I know, it took me a while to get tired, but I could feel that they were absorbing the energy.
Well,
when I was,
I know whenever I go on an investigation, me and my wife always talk about this afterwards. We feel so drained. It's not like we're like
hangover.
the para hangover. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Like, because we're out there asking, can you communicate, leave a message? I never say, though. I don't let my investigators say, you can use my energy. That's a rule. I never, I've caught them doing, I said, nope, don't do that. Because you don't get permission to anything you don't know.
Exactly.
But I think they do it anyways. All right, we got somebody else on the line. We got 509 area code. Who we got?
Good evening, Jason. This is Marie.
Hi, Marie. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks for calling in.
How have you been?
I've been good. Chris, how you been?
I've been great.
Well, I have a past life question. I'm trying to figure out why I keep having this dream where I'm in the garden and I see this beautiful statue of the Virgin Mary. And I know I'm a nun, but I don't know where.
Well, I'm gonna tell you that I felt like when you were connected, I felt like you were around when God. I want to say that you were around when God was born.
Like Jesus?
That's what I'm being told. Yes, he was around that, and I'm being told that you were. That you said that you felt connected to the Virgin Mary. Well, I was told that you were her sister, or somebody that was related to her. So you were related to God. And the reason why you feel connected is because I'm being told that you would be good at not just a nun, but you'd be good as like a minister. Because I'm hearing minister or someone that's a prophecy that you would prophet. And I see you working in a church.
Yes, I'm actually a psychic, also like yourself.
And I do see that.
I believe that, it's kind of hard to hear you on the phone, but yeah, I'm kind of nervous tonight.
It's all right. Nothing to be nervous of.
Well, I mean, I shouldn't
I know
be nervous.
it's just like the other shows. Let's see. Oh yes, I also have another dream I had where I was a nun also, but not in this life. It was in a past life in France.
Oh, did we just? Are you
Wow.
saying? Oh, you're saying okay.
Yeah, I can hear. But I was going to say.
It was beautiful.
Well, I just want to say that in most of your past lives, I want to say that you were always connected to God, and I still see you working in a church. So, in other words, you were very close to Him, and not only that, Also, even though you felt that you were a nun, but I'm also told that you were probably even the Virgin Mary herself in one lifetime. That's why you're so connected to her.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that's why you connect to her because you're reflecting on yourself. In other words, when you look at her, you're seeing yourself through her. If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
it does a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I've
So
got
that's why.
I've got a connection to France too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they say, you know, the Virgin Mary, or not Mary, no, not the Virgin Mary. Sorry. Well, maybe the Virgin Mary, but the Mary Magdalene. That's where she ended up, was in France.
You know what? I was going to tell you. It's weird because when you said the nun, and then you felt connected to the Virgin Mary, but I heard that you were connected to Saint Teresa. Do you know who Saint Teresa is?
Oh, yes.
Because Saint Teresa. So you were connected to her because her and Mother Mary, they have flowers. And she was good for a lot of protection. And she was also good for something about, I'm hearing like sight, like for eyesight. She was good too for clarity. So for some reason, I keep Saint Teresa around you. So Saint Teresa and Virgin Mary are around you. So I'm gonna let you know something. You are very protected. I'm gonna let you know that right now. And it's funny how you said your name was Marie. How your name's Marie.
Yes.
But so there's probably a possibility that you're connected to me in one lifetime. I don't know
Marie
what
Laveau.
lifetime, but
You think names,
Yeah, well,
like, do we carry on a little bit of the name? Like somehow we get named by our past life?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think that she could have probably been maybe a descendant, like maybe like an aunt or something. So there's a connection there too. She could have been related to me, like an aunt or somebody in that lifetime. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's weird
Thank you,
because
Chris.
you're welcome.
well, thank you for calling in, Marie.
You're welcome. Bye now.
But yeah, well, like the name though, like the name, like because you said like you thought I could be, you know, maybe your brother in a past life because he had a J and I had a J. Like so, if I was Jason next life, I could be, you know, another J name. Like the parents are influenced, like somehow, like name my kid. I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I should name my kid Jason. You know, like are they? You know, that comes through.
Yeah. So there's a possibility you probably could have been related to me because I know that she had 16 kids. And I'm one of them.
Holy moly, that's a lot of kids.
I have a
So
J
she had a
name.
lot of kids. Mm-hmm.
Well, the phone lines are blowing up, so we better get to the next call. Like literally blowing up. That's why I tried to get you on StreamYard because then I got more phone lines. So I got one here that's like glitching out on me because they're too many people trying to call in. Just remember, if I hang up on you, just try back in a couple minutes later. Let's see. Hopefully this isn't going to glitch out on the phone. Who do we got on the line here?
Hello?
Hi, 203 area code.
Yeah. It's Ariana.
Hey,
How is
Ariana.
everybody tonight?
Doing good.
Yeah. Excellent. I have a question for your guest, Christopher Garcia.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've been looking for something that my coven sister has, and I haven't found it yet. And I was wondering if there was a chance that you could give me a clue where it might be.
Hold on. I want to say, because I'm hearing dresser, I'm seeing a table. And it's kind of like, I'm being like a light brown table. And I'm being told that you put it there, but it's under your clothes. And this dresser looks like very ancient. So it's like an old dresser, very old dresser. I want to say like it looked like in the, I want to say like in the 1950s. And this is a dresser that comes from your mom's mom, is what I'm hearing. This is a very antique dresser. And it's so funny how I said antique. So I'm being told that this dresser is very old and it has been passed through generations. So I'm being told that whatever you're looking for is in this dresser.
Okay. Okay.
Does that dresser sound familiar to you?
Well, my coven sister passed away, and I've been clearing out, and I'm looking for a few items that I haven't found yet. That's
So it
why
could be her
asked.
dresser.
Now I'm going to tell you a little something, and it rarely happens, but sometimes when some people pass away, sometimes the spirits tend to take something that could be physical, and when they take it, because see, that's happened to me, and the reason why I know is because it happened to me with certain items that when you know where you put them, and you know you put them there, and you know you didn't put them nowhere else, they tend to disappear, and then you think that the first thing you think that maybe someone stole them from you, but usually if the spirit has a very strong energy, they can take that object, that physical object, and take it to the other side, and you'll never see it again. That's very rare that they can do that, but there is some spirits that
We've talked about it on the show.
That if they have so much energy, they can actually grab it and put it in their pocket and take it with them for them to wear it. So when it's time for you to go, they'll give it to you on the other side.
Okay. Okay.
So you might want to keep that in mind. If you don't find it where I told you, you might want to look where the last time you saw it, because I'm being told that it could probably be in your house, or I'm hearing sister's house. So if it's not in your house, it's in your sister's house or sister-in-law's house, is what I heard.
Okay.
And then you can go from there and see what you can. Say it again.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah. I understand. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well,
And
thank
you
you
have a
for
great night.
thank you for calling in, Azuriana.
Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You talk about the spirits taking items. We've talked about it on the show recently a lot. Of course, I got other phone lines. I'm trying to clear up the phone. Wow, it's really going nuts. But that, like the skull experiment and stuff, they'd have newspapers that were, 80 years old pop up on the desk, look brand new. And they prove they're not recreations. They have other objects, like the spirits were holding on to this stuff and then just dropping it in their laps during these seances. And you remember the scene from a Poltergeist movie, like the ceiling opens up, remember, like, here I am.
Yes, I remember that.
All the little objects and stuff rain down, it's like, that's something that's been going back to the early days of spiritism, the believing that they could hold on to objects and stuff like that. It's crazy, to think about.
What is that
All
called?
right.
Boarding?
A-boarding, yeah.
Boarding.
All right, well, we got the phone lines blowing up, so we're going to keep going here. I can't even see the area code right now because the phone thing keeps on popping up. Joyce Isaacson, who's calling in, who's a former guest. I will get to you, Joyce. If I have to call you, I will to get you fit in, but stop calling right now. We got 763 area code. Or it's not just her. There's a ton of people. 763 area code. Who do we got?
Hi, it's Brenna.
Hey, Brenna. Thanks for calling in.
You bet. Thanks for taking my call.
You have a question for Chris, or are you looking for?
Reading.
Oh, just a general reading? Okay.
So, what's your name again?
Brenna, Brenna.
Well, I'm being told, even though this is my first time talking to you, I'm being told that you were very intrigued by calling me or calling into the show, because I feel like you've been listening since we started.
Yep.
I kind of get like psychic energy. I kind of feel that you're very connected to the divine. I also see automatic writing. I'm seeing your grandmother coming through. The gift comes from your grandmother.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know why, but I'm seeing two with this. I don't know if you have two children, but I'm seeing two children, and then I do see twins, and I'm hearing siblings in the family. I don't know why, but I'm getting that feeling off of you.
I've got two boys. They're not twins, though.
Well, I'm probably getting your ancestry, like more of your family heritage. That's what I'm getting from you.
Okay.
So, I'm also being told, is there something that you're looking for? Because I kind of get that feeling too. You're getting that feeling like you're looking for an item, but I'm being told to listen to.
No, not that I can think of.
Not that you can think of. Well, maybe there's probably something. Maybe there's a connection somewhere. I don't know why. That's just feeling that I got
Or
that.
you're still holding on to the
But I just
last
feel that-
last caller was looking for something. Might still be
I
picking up
know.
on that.
I know. Yeah, that's weird though because I feel like there's a connection there somewhere. But I do feel that you're very gifted, and I do feel that for some reason I kind of get transformation. You're going to go through a change, and I see a business coming. And I want to say I'm hearing March.
Okay.
Okay. And then I see a lot of growth and knowledge with that. And I see you preaching and probably even doing prophecy or something to that nature, or actually speaking up and sharing wisdom and knowledge, because I'm being told that you're a very old soul. And then for some reason I'm getting, hold on. Okay, I'm getting a feeling of Archangel Raphael. He's around you because you've been praying for a lot of healing. Well, I'm being told he's there with you. And you also have a shaman. You also have a shaman guide or an Indian guide around you. So I'm being told that you might want to look into your family tree because I'm getting a lot of Native American, even shaman, medicine woman, and I'm seeing a whole family tree with all different branches. So you might have a lot of Native in your blood, and I'm hearing the word Cherokee and Apache. So there's some. So
wow. Okay, that's interesting. I'll check into that.
And I just wanted to say thank you for calling. I don't know if you had anything else to ask me. Is there anything that I was going to ask you?
No,
Is there
thank you
anything
so
that was
much.
interesting? Okay, thank you, and you have a lovely night.
Hey, do you think you have some Native
Thank you.
American
You too.
background?
You know, when I think about my grandmother and the way that she looks, absolutely. But to my knowledge, I've never heard of anything. So
Just don't do one of those DNA
maybe
test
check into
things.
it.
Don't do the DNA test thing, though.
Right.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, don't. Okay.
If you watch my World Wide Web Weird,
All right.
go back and watch a few of those. I've talked about it before. Don't do the DNA test.
Yeah, because you won't find you won't find out a lot of the stuff of your past. You find only stuff of your present. So
it didn't
they
work
won't
out well
tell
for Elizabeth Warren. I don't know, but I just don't do the DNA test. Go find out through your family. Well, thanks for calling in, Brenna.
Thanks so much, Jason. Take care.
Bye. All right. Bye. The phone lines are blowing up. Sorry, guys. It is a short reading because I do got a lot of people calling in. Only the one phone with 2 ways to call in. So, and man, it's just been glitching out my phone with everybody calling in. Let me see here if I can get the one that's been trying. Oh, somebody's. Let's see. Who do we got now? Let's see. I got somebody. I think we got her. All right.
Hello.
Hey, Joyce.
Hi.
Make sure turn on, extinguish thy radio or YouTube or Facebook that you're on in the background.
I did.
Thanks
I'm
for calling
excited.
in, Joyce. It's a long time. I haven't talked to you in a while.
I know. It's been a long time. I've been so busy with working on my second book now. It's just been amazing. I do have some questions to ask Chris if that's possible.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. What is it that you wanted to ask?
Okay. I'd like to know, first of all, there are two souls that are with me, and I really want to know if they are who they are supposed to be. One says they're Pinkus, and the other one's name is Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
This is really important to me because they've been in my life. One has been in my life from 2001, and the other one's been in my life from 2014.
And I'm not saying nothing about this. I'll let you go, Chris. I know the whole story, but
Well, I'm going to tell you right now that that these are the people that are connecting with you, and I'm getting like family with this. And for some reason, I don't know what it is, but when you said Tommy, I got the word son. Son.
Really?
Like a son. Yes, I got like son.
Well, he's a spirit.
Well, I'm being told that he was your son in a previous lifetime.
Oh my gosh, that's really interesting. Now, my next question is, I want to know, will I have a break with my book and with my movie? How long will it take for me to be successful with this? I've been working on a film for my book, and I have a publisher now, and I want to know if these things are going to be successful.
As far as, even though I've never talked to you, but I will tell you this. Hold on. I'm getting April with that.
Really?
And you're gonna get things. You're gonna get things sooner. And I'm being told that with all the hard work that you're doing, and being that you're recognized for what you do, I'm being told that you are in the right path, and that I see the book being published and probably and even on Amazon or eBay, and even
Oh my
Barnes and
goodness,
Nobles.
will it be successful? I need it to be
It's just-
successful. In the movie, I need to be successful.
Yeah, and I do feel that you will succeed. And it's weird because I don't know anything about you, but for some reason, when I heard your voice, are you into astrology? Because I got like an astrologer. For some reason,
No, not really. But I'm very spiritual.
But I do feel like maybe you were astrology or astrologer in the past life. So I'm being told that you're very connected to the stars and the moon. So I'm being told that that's what you work with.
I'm very connected to the lunar calendar because I'm actually Jewish.
Okay,
And my birthday is on the 10th of Shvat.
That kind of makes it interesting. Well, then that just gives me the validation that I was picking up the right thing that I was picking up for you. Even though you say you're not an astrologer, but I'm being told that that was your previous life. And it goes into this present life. So it's a little bit different. And I do feel like you're connected to the, you know what's weird? In my head, I'm hearing the Milky Way. I don't know what that's about, but I'm hearing the Milky Way.
I'm not sure. And the other question is this so that Tommy has said he has been helping me with this story. I want to know if he's been helping me with this story, because there's just so much that I do not know about the afterlife, and he would give that to me in my book.
I'm being told that it's going to come to you naturally. He's just there to support you. What I'm being told to tell you is just follow what your heart tells you, because your heart's going to tell you what to write.
And my heart's in the right place.
So you know what to write. He's just there to guide you. He can't tell you what to write because he's not writing the book. You are. You can add him to the story because I'm being told that he wants you to acknowledge him and put his name in the book.
Oh, he's in the book. He's my character.
Okay, well then he's just telling me to tell you that he's thankful for you doing that and he's grateful, but he's telling me to tell you to trust yourself and let it come from your heart, and then everything will just unfold.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Well, thanks for calling in, Joyce. It's good hearing from you.
Yeah, glad you got through, Joyce.
It's great to hear from you.
And the phone lines are still blowing up. You're calling in the wrong line, some of the people, but they're 219-230-4444 is the phone line. The Skype ID is Jblandoo. Those are two ways. You might see in the posting, there's two other numbers. Those numbers are down because I got Chris on the one line. But you can call in. Phone lines are open. It's interesting that, the whole, you brought up that, this connection she might have, the spirit came from her past life. And being her son, I know her story. This was a spirit that she didn't even know in life that came through to her, but it might explain a lot why he did. All right, so we got another one here. Let's see, 509 area code. Who do we got?
You got Shirley.
Hey, Shirley. I thought you were going to give up, Shirley. I saw your chat.
Too.
Right? So
I did
she's
too,
like,
but
I
then
give
Lori
up.
said, just keep trying.
Thank you, Lori. We got other people trying.
So
So
I did. Thank you, Lori.
What do you want a reading tonight, or you got a question?
Well, yeah, I'd like a short reading. And hello, Christopher. So thank you so much for doing this.
You're
And
welcome.
so I don't know. I got several questions going around in my mind. I've just been pretty much in my life lately exploding with healing and spiritual accomplishments, and I'm very encouraged right now in my life. And so I guess I'm wondering, what's the most important way that I could be using my energy now at what is approaching the end years of my life?
For some reason, I'm getting Reiki Master. Like you're an original Reiki Master and you're an Ascendance Master. You're an Ascendance Master and a Reiki Master.
I'm a what?
An Ascendance Master. An Ascendance Master and a Reiki Master.
Okay, I've had some Reiki training, but before I ever got any Reiki training, I was naturally inclined and can already heal from a distance by my natural ability and so forth. Yeah.
Well, I'm being told that you said you're taking classes, but I'm being told that you don't need to take those classes. You want to know why? Because you're natural at it.
Yes.
You're natural. So you don't really need those classes. The only reason why you're taking those classes is that you're needing that knowing that you're on the right path, and I'm being told to tell you that you are on the right path. So I mean, it's good to take the classes, but I'm being told that you're good at energy work, and for some reason, like my hands are getting hot. So I'm getting like energy, like my hands are hot. So I'm thinking that you do energy with your hands. And then, is there something to do with acupuncture? Is there something with acupuncture? Because I'm getting acupuncture with you.
Oh,
I'm like getting poked.
Yeah. Well, I've been So I've been having some problems with anxiety, and so what you're probably picking up on is I've been tracing a certain meridian on my head and neck, and that is very soothing. And that's acupuncturists will use meridians, so that's probably what you're picking up on. And so I know that I have to make this really fast, but I got I was led to a healing method for myself because a number of years ago, my body just completely went haywire neurologically, and it's been a slow road back, but I've got most of my abilities back. But there's a healing method that I came upon for self-healing, and it's called the emotion code. And I tried it yesterday, and it seems to be really working well for me. And I guess my last question is, am I going to have continued success in healing my body now in my later years?
Yes, you will, because I'm being told that you are connected to the divine, and it's weird because I'm being told that you have, and I don't know if you know this, but I'm being told that you have the ability to you can read the auras, but you're more like you're like a person that scans the body with your work.
I can feel an aura. I don't see them.
I had that feeling you were going to say that. You could feel the aura, because I know some people, they feel it, not see it.
So, but I'm being told that she can see it. So there was probably, maybe she sees it in her mind. Is what I'm being told. She sees it in her mind. So I'm being told that you will be very successful, and I see good outcome for you. And I see that this year you're going to be very busy. You're going to be more busy than you've been busy in this year, more than you've been the past few years.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so very much, Christopher. And good luck to you and everything you do.
Thank you. Thank you for calling.
Thanks for calling in, Shirley. You have a great night.
Mhm. You too, Jason. Thanks for doing this. Bye-bye.
All right, we're getting the phone lines are still blowing up. So let's go ahead and get to the next one here because we're going to run into another commercial break here. I don't know which one I just picked because I had 4 people calling in at once here. I think we got Mike. Is this Mike?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. Thanks for calling in. Got it. We got to make it a quick reading. I know you are, Mike.
quick. I got something really huge coming up this week, and I really didn't have anything to do with, but I don't know. It just bothers me, but I don't know what's going to come with it. But I hope it's okay. It's a life-changing something that happened to me, but
What's your question? What's your question for Chris?
Am I going to get over this with go ahead, get out of here? It's there's nothing here that has to do with anything. Can he pick that up at all? Me?
I can just tell you that you're going to be very successful with what you're going, and with that pain, I guess, that you're going through, with whatever happened to you. I feel that you're going to come out stronger than you were before. As long as you keep yourself positive, I see very good outcome. And I'm being told that because I'm hearing trauma, so they think that you've been hurt emotionally and physically. So I'm being told that you need to just let it go and move forward, is what I'm getting to tell you. You need to move forward.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. I had somebody commit suicide recently. I sort of tried to help him because he was stuck, and I think his grandmother came. I prayed to Saint Michael. Do you can you pick up anything about him? I think he went to heaven or something because he's not around anymore. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm being told that I'm seeing Raphael around him, so I'm being told that he's helping him cope with the way he died, because I'm being told that it was not his time. So they're helping him in the process of that you shouldn't have done it, but they're not getting after him, but they're just telling him this is the way you should have done it. So basically I was hearing that he was fighting his inner demons. So now they're in the process of healing and trying to correct the thing that he made the mistake, because I'm being told that he didn't get the support from people and that he was made fun of when he was alive. So that's why he found the other way out instead of having God take him the normal way.
Yeah. I also, when I was doing my ghost box, the spirits were saying, or he said through the box, he said it appeared that I committed suicide. And that was kind of strange. I didn't know if he really meant to commit suicide or it appeared that he committed suicide. I don't know.
I'm being told that he did. I'm being told that he did.
That he meant to commit suicide?
He did. That he actually did it. But the reason why you came through him through the spirit box is because he had just killed himself right when, I guess, I'm being told, 3 days after you did that spirit box session. That's what happened. So that's why he came through.
Right, and I was almost sure. I checked the next day, and then something about his grandmother, I believe, took him. You know how those other spirits can come. You know what I mean, to get somebody, maybe. Right.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's cool. It was tragic, and his sister committed suicide 2 days later.
Oh my God.
Isn't that terrible?
That's horrible.
Oh, I'm being told that in his family they were bullied, and there was possibly maybe a burden that anybody that was trying to come out and make something of themselves, the family wasn't really supportive, so they just said, you know what, I'm not loved, this family, I feel like I'm in the wrong family, so I'm done. I don't want to be here no more. So in other words, they wanted to be home with God because they said, this is not the life I want. So instead of trying to talk to somebody and have somebody counsel them, they just went that route because one person left and they missed him. So that's why his sister left, because she wanted to go with him.
Yeah. He was in Afghanistan with PTSD and bipolar and stuff, but I don't know the story with her, but she wasn't in Afghanistan, so it was just crazy.
Usually, PTSD, there's a lot of high suicide rates, but yeah, if he had something deeper, it went back to before he joined the military. Yeah, it could have. Well, thank you, Mike, for calling in.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome.
All right, have a good night. Yeah.
Have a good night.
See if we can get another phone call in, because literally 4 people are trying to call in right now.
I know. I'm pretty sure your phone's ringing, and I'm sorry, guys. Is that that StreamYard? I wish I could have. You could have had 3 lines open, but it's just something.
Yeah. Maybe next time we get. I got to remember to tell guests it's got to be PC webcam, because like any of the tablets or phones, it just doesn't work. Sadly, one day maybe it will. We'll get it going. But all right, who do we got on the line now? I can't see because I got too many people calling in.
Hi, this is Tater.
Hey, Tater, thanks for calling. Make sure you extinguish the video feed or radio or whatever you got playing in the background.
Okay. Hi, I'm just calling to see if I can get a general reading from Chris.
So what is it that you want, Tater? What is it you want to know?
I want to know if I will be seeing Ray, the love of my life, in these next 2 weeks.
Honestly, I got that you will see him 1 week from today. And that you will connect with him again. It's just that you just need to get the money all together. And just make sure that you keep yourself positive and just be there for him, because he's going to need all the support. And I know that spell that I did for you, it did work. And I'm being told that it's still working for you. So keep yourself uplifted, even though there might be some things that are trying to discourage you, but don't let it. Keep yourself knowing that everything will be fine, and that you will see him. Just don't ever expect less, or don't ever, how can I put it? Don't ever downgrade yourself. That's the best feeling that I'm being told to tell you, is that you're kind of, I guess, depressed. And I feel like you have a lot of anxiety tonight, that you're just so worried about, that that even though he has limited time here, but I'm being told to tell you, you got to make the best of it. And I'm being told to not take things for granted. Okay? That's what I'm being told to tell you. Don't take things for granted. Because I'm being told that you will see him. So just know that he's always around you. Even if you don't see him, just him talking to you on the phone is good enough. So just remember that he loves you, even though you can't be with him all the time, but he loves you.
God, Chris, you just hit it on the nail. You're right. I have had those that know as well say to give up on him. Why do I wait? And of course, I wait for the man that I love. And I care a lot about him. And you're right, he's sick. And I always stand by him no matter what. Maybe a week, 2 weeks, and he calls again, or he texts me. More than anything, he texts me. But thank you, Chris, because you're right. The validation is I did get to see him. And I'm always worried about him. And I always thought that it's
I
just
can probably
me.
then I can probably do a little bit of healing for you. Maybe we can do, not tonight, but we can do it maybe tomorrow or something. I can put some healing spell for him, so he can be healing spells for him, so he can be healed, and see if we can give him some. And it's so weird because I'm getting spiritual healing, because he doesn't need it. And I'm being told that the doctors are telling him that he has a shorter span of life, but I'm being told that God's going to keep him a little bit longer. And I think if he sees you and all the people that he sees, I'm being told for you to uplift him and inspire him to want to live more. And you never know, he might just come out with a miracle, and whatever he has, it's going to go away. but you got to keep him motivated not to give up. That's the basic. That's the major thing. You got to keep him motivated. Okay.
Okay. Yes, Chris, and I hope that we do make it to Colorado. That's his last place he wants to go, and he did ask me 4 times already to just make sure that when he says, "Let's go to Colorado," that I'm ready to go because it'll be his last trip.
Well, I'm being told that.
But thank you very much for the information.
You're welcome, and keep your spirits uplifted. Don't give up.
Okay.
Thank you for calling in,
Thank you,
Tater.
Chris. Thank you, everyone
You're
in the
welcome.
show. Bye-bye.
All right. See if phone lines keep blowing up. See if somebody slips in here now. We got about 5 more minutes before commercial break. Yep, there's somebody else. All right. We got 219 area code. Who do we got?
Hey, this is Sandy Boyd from the Old Lake County Jail in Crown Point.
Hey, Sandy. How you doing? I wondered
talked
if that
to
was you.
before.
Yeah, I saw Sandy Boyd. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I thought that's who it was. Hi.
Yeah, I've been on your show before.
Yeah. I have a couple
I
guests
thought
now
I'd
calling
call
tonight.
in. Yeah, I have a couple questions.
We got about 5
Okay, go
minutes,
ahead.
so go for it.
Okay, I'll make it really quick story. So I run a haunted location. And I have an entity in there that we're really familiar with. My sister's a medium. I did not grow up with her, just met her fairly recently, but this entity showed himself to her differently as if he had been killed. And my question is, can the dead kill the dead?
Like kill
Is it
each other in the
possible?
afterlife is what you're saying?
Honestly,
Right.
I've never. That's kind of very interesting because I've never been asked that, but I'm being told that can the dead kill the dead? I'm gonna tell you the truth, and this is what I got. Even though I've never been asked that question, but that's a very good question.
Right.
I'm being told no, they can't. They can't kill the dead.
Okay.
A dead cannot kill the dead.
So it's possible he was just showing himself in this way to get her sympathy or to get her to drop her guard or maybe something like that.
The only
Okay.
thing that I'm being told is that the dead cannot kill the dead, but they can. What is the word I'm getting? Resurrected. Another word, reborn. That's what I'm getting told, that they can be reborn again.
Well, yeah,
So in other
reincarnation.
words,
Okay.
So that's the best way to put it. Resurrected is what I'm
Okay.
being told.
The other question I had was, I was told that you can be reincarnated as a person, even if that other person is still alive. Is that possible? Do you feel?
From my point is, yes, they can. I'm being told that you can. It's just that they never cross each other's path when the person's alive while the other person's doing.
That's an interesting concept because you talk about a lot of what I've read about reincarnation is some people split. The soul splits and reincarnates into multiple people that could be walking around at the same time. So one dies and then they reconnects with the other person. That's a very interesting question.
And I'm being told that
Okay.
yes, they can. Oh, and I was going to tell you, I was going to tell you, even though you've never talked to you said your sister, right? That you just got reconnected with her. Am I correct?
Yeah, about 10 years ago, but we did not grow up together. It's a family that found me. So I actually have 6 sisters and a brother, and I'm the oldest of them, but we are blood related, but I was adopted out.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. How many kids did that you know of? Because I'm being told that there was another child, but that child died at birth. So I'm seeing 7 with that. So there was another brother. I'm getting 7. So that brother is around you. I don't know why, but I'm
Not
being
that
told.
I know of. I had a child that died at birth.
Well, then that's probably why I'm getting like brother. So in that lifetime, he came back as a brother, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's just weird. I've never heard that before. That's totally something new for me. But I will tell you one thing before you go. You are gifted. I'm going to let you know that where you work at is very haunted. Second, they talk to you.
You'll have to tell her later.
Yeah.
You're very empathic. and they also bother you, and I'm being told that they communicate with you in your sleep, but we'll talk later. So if you want to, we'll talk more later when, I guess, if you message me, because right now I can't add anybody right now, but if you message me on Messenger, we'll see where we can connect.
Okay, and you're always welcome to come out to my location and see what we got going on there.
Well, I was going to ask you, where are
amazing
you
place,
located,
but
by
thank
the
you.
way?
But she's in Crown Point, Indiana. I'm in Michigan City, Indiana. I've investigated several times the Crown Point jails where she manages, and it definitely very haunted. And we're you familiar with John Dillinger?
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
No, not Dillinger.
Well, maybe you could send.
They made a Public Enemy. Public Enemy with Johnny Depp. That was the movie they did about him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. John Dillinger. He escaped from the Crown Point jail.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's got a great history. It's a great place to do an investigation or a ghost hunt. It's a really great place. I'm hoping that Robbie Thomas is coming out to there in July, and I hope tickets haven't sold out yet. I need it. Christmas and 4-year-old's birthday this week. I have not had the money, but I'm hoping to get a ticket. I want to come out there and meet Robbie and get to go ghost hunt with him.
Yeah, just get a hold of me for sure.
All right, awesome.
But
well, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the answers. Though I was just a couple things I was curious about. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sandy. You have a great night.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Still taking phone calls, people, but we're going to go to our last commercial break. So just call in after we come back from commercial break with our guest, Chris Garcia, psychic medium. We're still going to take your calls. We'll try to fit in as many as we can the last half hour, but this is going to be a short commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Intercepted the transmission of unknown origin.
Transmission? Out here?
SOS.
Human.
Unknown.
Alien. Certificate X. Exclusive engagement at the Odeon Leicester Square. Now.
Any systematized transmission indicating a possible intelligent origin must be investigated.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
The international chart-topping Haunted Horror of Haverfordwest has been described as terrifyingly real, a must-read, shocking and chilling brilliance, genuinely worrying, utterly frightening. Don't read before bed. Described as one of the spookiest writers out there, best-selling author G.L. Davies presents Haunted Horror of Haverfordwest, the true paranormal account that is shocking the world. Dare you enter? Dare you read? Haunted Horror of Haverfordwest is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, and wherever books are sold. Pray you never have to live there.
Phantasm, the film that puts the fun in funeral. And as for a fiendish story, it does have a burial plot. Come prepared to scream, because if this one doesn't scare you, you're already dead. Phantasm from Avco Embassy Pictures. Rated R under 17, not admitted without parent.
Join us every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time for Weird Wednesday, the live stream, with your hosts Jamie, the Living Dead Girl, and Rob, the Phantom, where we'll talk about all things paranormal, including zodiac, astrology, tarot card and oracle card readings, live ghost boxing and spirit communication, where we'll do Voices from Beyond, the Cold Case Files. So we hope you join us live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
New from Mostly Healthy Foods, Orange Flare Orange Juice. Every glass has a ray of sunshine.
Wow! It has a ray of sunshine in every glass? Father, can I have some?
Sure, son. My God! My face is melting!
Every glass has a ray of sunshine! And yes, it's also a tasty beverage and a high-energy plasma. Sweet Mother of God, close the damn carton! Oh, how am I still alive inventing this horrible product?
My body is riddled with tumors and the energy to play.
Do you wish for more paranormal and spiritual content? The Paranormal Chronicles magazine is a free digital magazine crammed with the very best in paranormal and spiritual articles and features. No sign up, no subscription, just free reading and knowledge for you. Read today at www.paranormalchronicles.com/magazine.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from Talkstream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Heat 'em up. Do, re,
Be gone!
Tonight, we've been talking to the guest, psychic medium Chris Garcia. The phone lines have really been blowing up tonight. I apologize. Everybody I have to hang up on. Just got to keep trying. Just try after you hear somebody call or hang up. But the thing is, I have 4 people calling in at once. Sorry, only got the one line. Just keep trying. We got a half an hour left. I got somebody on hold right now. As soon as you hear him hang up, go ahead and try calling in. But have an idea what you want Chris to connect with, or a question, or someone you want him to connect with. Have a focus. I think that makes for the best kind of readings. And I do want to try to get a little bit more out of Chris about what he's had alien abduction-wise. We might get to talk about that. But I will try to just take your phone calls because I know everybody's been trying to call in all night. So let's go ahead and get back to the show. Oh, let me get the phone numbers out one more time. If you are trying to call in, 219-230-4444. That's 219-230-4444. And Skype ID Jblandoo. That's Jblandoo. But just wait until I call on you, and then you'll hear me call your area code or name if you're on Skype, and then we'll bring you on the show. But let's go ahead and get back to our guests. You still in there with me, Chris?
Yes, I'm still here.
All right. Well, like I said, the phone calls are blowing up, and I got people getting hung up on. I'm sorry. We'll get your calls, I swear. All right. So we got Zach on the line. How you doing tonight, Zach?
I'm doing pretty good, my man. How you doing tonight?
Doing good. Like I said, I got people trying to call in right now, so just try to get right to the point.
Absolutely. I'm asking this question on behalf of my fiance. So hey, Chris. So a week ago, my fiance was staying at my place, and she had a very weird dream to where she was actually in her living room conversing with her mother, and they're both freaking out, wondering, why is she here? She's over at my place, etc. So my question is, can spirit provide some insight into really the meaning behind this dream that she had?
Well, I'm being told that I'm hearing the word astral projecting. So they were communicating with each other with that. So I'm being told that that's what it was, that she was astral projecting. So they wanted to talk to each other because it's an astral plane. So that's what I was told for you to tell her, that since they're so connected, that's why they connected in the astral plane. And I was told that she was astral projecting to her to let her know something. So I'm being told that she needs to pay attention and try to pay attention to detail, because the detail, I'm being told, is very important, because she's going to be, as a matter of fact, I'm being told that this is not going to be her last time seeing her. She's going to be communicating, and then also she's going to be her spirit guide. So, yeah.
Okay, cool, man. I'll go ahead and I will relay those messages over to her.
And thank you for calling.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Chris.
All right, that's it. That's all you got, Zach?
That's it.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you, man, for calling in.
Absolutely, brother. You have a good night, okay?
You too, bud. All right. You know, you talk about astral projection. Do you purposely astral project anywhere? Do you use that as an ability? You talk about remote viewing, but astral projection is kind of a little different, isn't it?
Yes, and as a matter of fact, I astral project to people that I guess my guides or my spirit goes to. So I astral project, and there's times where I've even done it. I've known I've done it, and then there's times that I didn't know I did it, and there's times I've even gone to do house walkthroughs and gone to people's houses and astral projected with my physical body. And even though I was asleep, they saw me like I've even been told that they saw me solid.
Oh, like a
one
living
time.
Ghost.
Yeah, like a living ghost. And then there's even times where they'll see me as an outline, depending on how much energy I'm absorbing that night when I'm doing it.
Wow.
And I've done it too, gone to locations where I guess the people, they don't know how to connect to me. But I guess it's almost like the best way to, and I've been telling these people this forever, that when that happens to me, the best way to describe it, it's almost like conjuring, to where the person that's asking for the guidance, I'm seeing like in my head, I'm seeing like white candles in a circle, and they're asking like whoever, like they're talking to God, or they're talking to the universe and say, well, who can you send to us at this hour? Okay. So then what they do is they conjure you, but they know you're living. And then what they do is they conjure you, and they know that they, in other words, they get messages from the other side telling them, well, this is a person that is good for this type of work. And he's
so
good
they
at what
get
he
you while
does,
you're in
or-
your sleep, basically.
So they get me while I'm in my sleep. And then when I'm over there, I notice that I appear like I'm looking down and I see candles all around me, and I'm like, what am I doing here? And then when I come out of that circle, they're like, well, this is what I need, Chris, and this and that. So I've been told that on the other side, you know, when I ask project, they already know who I am. It's kind of like a spiritual astral projecting number.
Wow.
Instead of calling me or adding me on Facebook or Messenger, they do it.
See the spirit messenger. We got another phone call here waiting. 503 area code. Who do we got?
Yes, John in Oregon.
Hi, John in Oregon. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, my wife died 7 years ago, and she's visited me in dreams, letting me know everything's okay. And I'm just wondering right now if I'm on the right path as far as starting a new relationship. I've met this woman online, and things seems to be going okay, but I've questioned it at times, and
Well, I'm going to be told to tell you before you get into any deeper. I'm being told the reason why your wife or your girlfriend, the one that passed away, if she's coming through, that means that she doesn't accept who you're dating, because that person's going to hurt you. So, in other words, she already knows what that person's intentions were. And she doesn't want you to and what their what is the word? There's another word, not intentions, but there's another word for it. I can't think of the words, like something that's one minute to tell you. There's the one thing that I can come up with that there's that in other words, she already knows her true intentions to what she's planning to do with you. And I'm being told that if you question the relationship, I'm being told that you shouldn't go through with it, because I'm seeing that if you go through with it, you're going to end up getting hurt. And I'm not saying that she's going to hurt you to where she's going to like kill you or anything. Is that more is going to where she's going to
Yeah.
But I'm being told that you're gonna get hurt, and to where you're gonna get too attached to her that she's gonna break your heart, and that she's not even worth it. I'm sorry to say that, because I tell it like it is, and I'm being told to tell you that she's not the one for you. You might feel like she is, but I'm being told that in my heart, I'm being told what my guys are telling me to tell you that you already know. A part of you wants to believe like she's for you, but then another part tells you more no than yes. So I'm being told to tell you to follow your own intuition and your own gut, because if you get that feeling like you cannot trust her, or you feel like the relationship's not really going anywhere, it's because you're feeling like she's doing something while she's talking to you. Like she's not being truthful. And I'm being told that she's probably telling you all this stuff to try to get something from you. But it's not you. She's more into, I'm seeing like money. So she might be using you for money. So I'm being told to tell you to trust your heart.
Yeah, money has been involved, and I had to. I don't want to even talk about that right now. But
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It wasn't a Russian order mail bride or anything online, right?
Okay. Hey, thanks a lot.
Thanks for calling in, John.
You're welcome.
All right. Take care.
You're welcome.
Yeah, odds are if it's online, it's usually not good. Never know, though.
I mean, there's times where you can find good women and good men, but for some reason I was told that he needed that validation, because I felt like a part of him did want to take the relationship seriously, but he's kind of like I don't know. He's kind of like, he's having that kind of like that doubt, like something's not right, even though the relationship is just starting, but he's having those doubts of, is it really worth it? And if he's still listening, she's not worth it. I'm sorry to tell you. She might seem like very nice in the beginning, but I'm seeing not a good outcome with that. So I would recommend finding somebody that is around you and closer to you.
I had somebody trying to call in on the wrong line. Oh, maybe they got the right line. Here we go. All right, let's see. 541 area code. Who do we got?
This is Wendy.
Hi, Wendy. Thanks for calling in.
Let me turn off my.
Yep. Extinguish thy
hold
radio.
on, I'm turning off. Okay, I turned off my computer. I turned the noise off. Anyway, hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello, Chris. Hey, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you tune into animals?
Yes, I do. So what is it that you want me to ask? Is it that you wanted me to know if your dog was okay? Because I got the word dog. Are you there?
You there, Wendy? It was Wendy, right?
When she got quiet, I don't know where she is.
I know.
Hopefully she's.
Says she's still there. I still have a connection.
Well, I guess I can't. Maybe it's her auto. I don't know, because I don't hear her.
I don't hear her either. You there, Wendy? That is weird.
I know, and that's telling me
she was
that,
there just like 2 seconds ago. Oh, and then she just hung up. I wonder if she lost connection.
Well, either that or lost connection.
Aw. Well, you do connect with animals, living or spirit?
Yes, I do, because I even talk to my dead cat. So that's something else I do, but I don't tell everybody what I do, because I do different things, but I don't discuss because I also do automatic writing too, but I've done it to where I've tested myself to do different things, to ask a question. and I just let the spirit just flow through me, and I just let them write. So it's not really me writing; it's more
right.
Chicken Scrabble is like it's just chicken writing.
Well, it's a form of channeling when you're
it's a
doing
form.
automatic
Yeah,
writing.
so I've done that a few times, and it kind of scares me because I've looked at the writing, and I'm like, I don't write like
All right.
that.
Hopefully we got her back. Is this Wendy?
Yes. Okay. I don't know what happened. I was in the middle of talking, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah, we lost you.
nothing there. So who knows? Maybe I'm not supposed to be getting through. Anyway, back to my question about animals, tuning into animals. I've had some deaths of animals recently. I have a lot of animals. That's my thing. But I've also had some come into my life unexpectedly. You have anything on any of my animals?
Well, when you hung up, it was weird because I couldn't hear you, and it was like I heard like nothing. I heard just silence. And when you were asking before it cut you off, I heard the word dog, and I'm seeing like, and I heard like the word poodle. So I'm thinking that maybe your poodle passed away, and I'm seeing like I want to say like gray with a little bit of white, and I'm seeing like a real playful dog.
No poodle?
So I'm being, but maybe there's something there. I don't know what. Well, maybe that's probably something that I'm picking up. Maybe a spirit dog.
Well, that could be. I have a lot of animals. I've had a lot also pass away. I could have one that's still hanging out here with me because it could be. A lot of my animals are very connected to me, and they don't leave me. I have a cat that came into my life about a year and a half ago, or so, and I could swear this cat is many of my animals. I call him Cat Dog because he also reminds me of my dog. And I was just wondering, was he brought to me because he found me? Was he brought to me because of situations that were happening?
He was there to give you comfort, and you know what I was also going to tell you, that cat that died and it came back as a dog, that's your familiar. That's what I was told to.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there's another thing too, is that in other lifetimes, that's weird that I said that. For some reason, I don't know why, but I'm being told to tell you, because when you ask me the question that is, that you've had a lot of dogs and, a lot of like animals that passed away. Well, I'm going to tell you a little something. I'm being told that where you live is very active. And I'm being told that these animals, no matter if it's a cat or a dog, protects them, but they take this, whatever it is, it's taking too much energy that it's killing your animals, the ones that have died.
Oh, God. I was scared of that. I was afraid of that. Yeah. Okay.
So you live in a haunted house?
So I'm going to tell you right now, your house is haunted. Your house is haunted. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to let you know that very clearly.
I know that. I don't know if, since I dabble so much, I'm hoping I've kept all the negatives away, but now I was a little worried about, because I have a lot of death going on with my animals, and I was really scared about is like, is something happening here? Okay, all right. I need to know how to clear this out, because now I'm very worried. I have 3 animals that are on their way out right now.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, when every animal that you've had, I'm going to tell you, and this is what I'm seeing. Every cat or dog, when they're with you, do they hiss or growl and look towards the door? Because I'm seeing
from time to time, yeah. But I live out in the country, so they hear a lot of stuff. So I don't take stock in it, because they hear tons of crap that's going on outside.
No, I'm saying inside your house. I'm not talking about outside. I'm talking about inside your house.
I have 4 large dogs that run amok in my house, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint at stuff. So if they
Mm-hmm.
do, I'm not seeing it. It could be anything. I just don't pay attention to, because once again, I live out in the country. I'm assuming they're hearing something outside. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're always barking and growling and doing all sorts of stuff, but they, I don't know. My dog Manju I have all my animals around me right now while I've been watching you, listening to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
What is the energy? I know my place is haunted. I know I have a lot going on here.
I'm
but
going to
I
tell you
want to
right
know,
now.
did I bring this in?
Honestly, I'm going to tell you right now. What I heard when you were asking me if you brought it in. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Whatever you brought in, it wasn't that you brought it in. It followed you. It
Oh,
followed you
okay. I've
home.
always had attachments. Okay, I've had attachments
So you have an attachment to you. And as a matter of fact, I don't know why I'm seeing this, but I'm seeing a man in your house or outside, a man in your house, and I'm being told that I'm seeing him wear like an old outfit, and I want to say it's like in the 1950s. He almost reminds me of like a private investigator when the private investigators used to wear those long leather coats. I'm seeing like one of those old hats, and I'm being told that he's very I'm being told that he's very. I want to say he's very. I don't want to say he's very malevolent, but I'm being told that he's very controlling in a way, and then he's kind of like for some reason I get the word controlling, but I kind of get like he's jealous because he was always drawn to you. So in other words, this person that I'm seeing, he followed you. And I'm being told that, did you ever go to an antique store? Because I'm seeing an antique store with this.
I've been to lots of antique stores. Tons of them. So it could be any of them.
I mean, because I'm being told that you went to one recent one. And I'm being told that he followed you because that he was drawn to your energy because there was something about you that reminded him. And this is what I'm hearing. You reminded him of his ex-wife.
Whoa. Is he causing conflict? There's a lot of tension in my house between my partner and I. Is he causing
Where's the jealousy?
tension?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So do you have I do a lot of sessions at home. And I talk to a lot of different ones, and I get a lot of different names. Do you have a name? Does he have a name that he wants to give to me so I can talk to him?
Hold on.
I mean, I can always just talk to him in thin air, but I would like to talk to him.
Nice to know who you're talking
through my
to.
Computer. Yeah, I want to know. So I can talk to him. If he wants to talk to me, I'll talk to him.
Okay, I don't know why, but I'm getting because for some reason I can get names and sometimes I can just get letters, but the name that came to me, it's weird. I heard like Sam or Sammy or Samuel.
Sam or Sam?
Yeah, or something like or something like that.
Well, Private
I
Eye,
don't
Sam. I don't know. It sounds like a Private Eye.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. And I know, and I'm going to tell you something too, is that I know that you were asking about your animals, but when I get messages, if I get messages for other things, I don't hold anything back. So I'm letting you know that this man, whoever he was in the past, you remind him of his wife, and that's why there's tension between you and your current partner, because in my mind I'm seeing that yes, you do get along with each other, but sometimes I'm getting this feeling like your current partner acts different. Like when he leaves the house, he's fine, but when he gets in the house, he acts very different. If that makes sense. In other words, when y'all leave the house, you're fine, but when you come back in the house, he's different.
Well, I was to the point where it's like, okay, do I need to do smudging? Because I'm like, okay, did I bring something just because of what's happening with my animals and the tension between him and I? And I was wondering, like, okay, do I need to smudge? Well,
sounds like you need some serious smudge in there.
See if he'll talk to me. Yeah, and he can't hang out and cause friction. I don't mind talking to him; it's all cool as long as he's copacetic with us. But
you just need to put you just need to put boundaries and tell him, what can I help you with?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now, well, went from one thing and came up with something else that I really needed to hear. Well, that's kind of a good thing. So
I wouldn't do any.
You guys.
Don't do any side relationships with a ghost, though. I wouldn't. Not recommended. Yeah, I don't know. A throuple is going to work with a ghost
in the real world, where I can actually see them. That's a better idea.
We don't want to hear Wendy. We don't want to hear Wendy married a ghost.
Oh my God! I saw something on one of those shows about some chick who married a pirate ghost. I was like, "Are you?"
And then she got a divorce.
Anyway.
She got a divorce from him. She got a divorce from.
Yes. I was dying, like, oh my, you friggin' anyway, no, I'm not going down that road.
Well, thanks,
anyway,
Wendy.
Thank you very much, Chris. I didn't mean to make this go on for so long because I know there's a lot of people trying to get in. Thank you again. I appreciate it.
No problem. Have a great night, Wendy.
Yeah, have a good night.
But the woman marries a ghost pirate, and then they get divorced. She was done with them. We covered that on the World Wide Web of Weird. But yeah, it's interesting, talk about ghosts that follow people home. I've always felt my wife said the smudge's house to keep stuff from following me home, because I've had weird stuff since I was a kid and stuff I've seen, and you wonder how many of them, pick up like, ooh, there's something special, or they can see me maybe or hear me and they follow you home. I mean, you think you have to be aware of that being what you do, being a psychic medium. I'm sure there's plenty of spirits that want to follow you home.
Yeah, and seeing with me, I always put protection. I always have different protection. Even like when I'm walking, I always put stuff like, because I've been told there's different secrets that I can share with people, and one of them, and a lot of people don't know this, but you know how like when you get bay leaves, put those in your shoes, and that protects you from foot magic. So if somebody's trying to put a curse on you, put bay leaves in your shoes, on both of them. So you won't step on a trap or a jinx. So that's something that you might want to consider for everyone that's listening. That's one of secrets that I know. So yeah, there's many more, but that's just
we had the one caller, I think it was Tater, that called in. You were doing spell work for her.
Yes, I do that too, but I really, like I told you, I didn't really share that. But a lot of people have told me that I should share that with other people, because I do that. The only thing is that I do charge for that, but it's not like expensive. I charge them like, say, like if they want 3 candles, then I'm going to charge them like anywhere from like $20 to $30 just for that, because I'm the one that's doing all the labor and I'm the one that's doing all the protection. So I do that, a lot of that, and then I have all the scented oils. So
you have to buy materials and everything.
Yeah, candles cost money, man.
Yeah, so that's one thing that I do. And I do a lot of even protection around me. Like I use a lot of Florida water. I'm pretty sure people know what that is. I use different protections. I use all different types of things. I've even anointed myself with oils. I mean, I even take a bath with spiritual soap. So I do a little bit of every little thing that you wouldn't even dream of. Like I'll give you another idea. You know how when you get those lotions where you just pump them? You know how like the girls have, you know how the girls have long hair and that you just want to just, those like the conditioner and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, this is for the ladies. If you have conditioner or if you have some kind of shampoo that you take a bath with, what you can do, and this is for protection because you never know, you can get like a St. Michael protection oil, or you can even get protection oil. You just put like you open the lid, you put like 2 or 3 drops in it, you close it, you shake it up, and there you go, you're fixed. So in other words, you have a protection lotion or protection conditioner. So when you take a bath, you're protected from head to toe.
I use that method. I even use that for spraying my bed in the morning. I have this special spray I put together to cleanse my bed when I get up.
And that's good that you do that, because you never know. There's never enough protection, and that's for everybody listening.
You really think? I mean, people really need to protect themselves. That there's that much going on spiritually around people.
Yes, because it's not only just spirits, but it's always people trying to do
Things
evil
to
to you.
you.
So it's always good. Yeah, so they always try to do either jinxes, curses. So it's always good to protect yourself, no matter if it's having a crystal in your pocket, or if you want to wear like a hairspray that has like oil anointed with it, or if you know, it doesn't matter. It's whatever your method works. You know, just make sure that you always protect your house before you leave.
Well, I definitely believe there's stuff out there. I didn't even get into it tonight with you, Chris, but I had a shadow person experience that catapulted me into the paranormal. I mean, even though I've had it all my life, it really got me involved and want to be an investigator. I definitely know there's negative things out there that can affect you. You know, it convinced me. They can be physical even. So yeah, definitely believe that, you know, you need to protect. You know, probably shouldn't try to get in a relationship with a ghost either, I don't think.
Oh, and that's another thing too. I want you to know something. Okay, you know how when you get say, like for example, you go to the store and you get the zestfully clean, like just an example, okay? You know how it's got the label of the soap, which you can inscribe, and you can do this with an inscribing pen or something that you use like a knife that you carve your candles with. You just put the word protection. You carve it into the soap. Okay, you carve the word into the soap. Like if you want protection, you carve it. If you want to say protection from evil, you carve that. And then if you want to put blessings, or you know, just say for example you want money. And then what you do is you anoint the oil that you put with the word that you inscribed on your soap, and then you put the intention on there, and then you just anoint everything with what you put on the soap, and you just say a prayer over it, and you after you do it, you scrub your body, and then you take a bath with it, and you're protected with soap.
Just don't drop the soap.
Similar to the candle magic. When we do the carvings and everything on those, I even do once a week salt cleansing baths. I have a whole ritual I do at different times.
I even tried my hand at the candle magic recently for some good luck, but that's it for the show. Chris, thank you so much for being on. Time went by real fast. I'm sorry for any phone calls we didn't get through, but I want to make sure we get our information out there for you. We got, Chris, your email and phone number up on the screen, Garcia187bluelove@gmail.com. That's where people can email you to get a reading.
Yes, they can email me, or they can reach me at that number, 210-974-3470. Right now, I'm already maxed on my Facebook, but you can still message me on Messenger. So if you want to either follow me, then you just hit follow, because I can't add anyone anymore. You can follow me until maybe somebody unfriends me. You can do that, or you can just send me a message on Messenger. I'm also on Twitter. I'm also on Instagram. So just message me, and I'll get to you when I can.
Well, thank you, Chris. I'd love to have you back on again so we give more people opportunities to get readings for you. But that's it for the show, guys. We will be back next Sunday with our guest is going to be Anada Devi. She's a spiritual life coach and author. We're going to have her on, her first time on the show, and get her perspective. I could probably use a spiritual life coach. I feel it, Dre. So we'll have her on next Sunday, same bad time, same bad channel, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Central, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific time. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Midwest Paranormal presents Paranormal Soup. And don't forget, we're on Patreon. If you want to help out the show, $2 a month does help us out. It helps pay the bills so we can stream out here like we are on StreamYard, showing all your guys' comments, doing the radio. Check us out on the Talkstream's Paranormal Radio app. 24/7 radio app there. You can listen to the show. If you miss us, well, there's always a show playing on there, an old show you can listen to. Just don't try to call in because it's reruns. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.